name is Pete. You got Drive. It is June 4th, 2018. We are doing the Ride Along All Day live stream right here, right now, exclusively on Paid to Drive. Today, we're doing it now. That's the way we're doing it. Guys, I hope you're having a good one, a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, and good night. Jesse Carroll, you've been stealing that from me, but you're my boy. You're my boy, Blue. So we're going to be all right. So guys, the reason why I'm live streaming today on Paid to Drive all day is because this is where all the action is. This is where everybody is. So tomorrow we will resume a taste of what we do on Team PTD. What's good, Mr. Lou? Everything is good. That one. But yeah, going to pick up. And it's looking real wild. That's right, guys. Today, guys, we're going to 99 likes. What's up, Tea and Honey? Tea and Honey's just kidding. I didn't mean to be weird. I was just trying to rhyme. Timothy, what's up? Matt Madison, what it is? What's going on? Let's see if we could turn that 5 likes into 6 likes. Maybe 7. I don't know. But I'm feeling good in the neighborhood. Where isn't that Applebee's eating good in the neighborhood? Something like that. Something like that. Corbin, the sportsman. Corbin, the sportsman. Glad to hear it, man. Glad to hear you finally caught me live. It's a new week. Let's get that money, Bob. Hey there, Bob. Guys, I just want to give you a little bit of a warning that we are going to be heading into Buffer City, where this location is. It just seems that my lovely Boost mobile phone always like, we're going to see how it goes. Like nobody knows. All right, guys, let's get it on. Let's get it going. Jesse, I showed my girlfriend your pay summary from last week. Hey, your $1,700 that you made. Congratulations, by the way. And she saw that. When I showed it to her, she had to do a double take. I was like, do you see this dude making freaking $400 a day? She goes, how does he do it? I said, it's a mystery. I don't know. He works out in California, San Francisco. It's insane, dude. I'll tell you what, half that set, you take $850. It'll be perfect. It'll be like you worked for me. What's up? My mind is you. My mind is you too. So who are you? Are you? All right. The cash cab rolls on. Guys, thank you for 10 thumbs up. We're going for 99 today. We only need 89 more. We only need 89. 89 more. We got 18 people. We got 11 likes. We got Mrs. Mondi hanging at PTD's other channel. Comment 111 if you are. Comment to my other channels. Definitely give them a subscription. Jesse should do a ride along in San Fran like you. Honestly, yeah, I agree, Bob. I agree with you there. Because I want to see how he makes that magic happen. I'm interested to see that. So who are you? Are you? Who? Another day, another way. Another day, another dollar. Let's put on that dope music that UDM listens to, that he put me on to. This is going to be a shout out to UDM and congratulating him for getting those 1,000 subscribers. What's up, part-time driver? PM, this is for you. Song's pretty dope. Sounds good, man. I'm glad to hear it, Sarah. Like a bunch of popinjays. Best of luck, Tracy. Best of luck. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You too, Matt Madison. Guys, thank you for the 14 likes. Corbin, you have to contact your driver specialist in order to do that. If you want to switch regions, you have to, what do you call it? You have to contact your driver specialist. What's up, Pink Apple? How are you? Morning, usually. What? Today I'm kind of chasing the minimum still, yeah. Andrew Huff. Absolutely, glad to help. Glad to be here to help out. I'm just here to help out. Thank you for the 15 likes, my friends. Because that's who you are. You're my friends. Oh yeah. England? I am driving in England, baby. We're doing. Nah, I'm in the New York City suburbs. I'm in the BURBS, the burbs. And yeah, guys, we're definitely going into Buffer City over here, so let the lag begin. I love lag. Justin, you've been keeping out of trouble? Do you think with all the kids home for summer, these tips are going to be small ordering? I don't know, Jerry. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. We'll have to just kind of find out. Last summer wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad at all. Yeah, it's really laggy right here, guys. I love lag, but we got to learn to love lag. Because the more we hate on lag, the worse it's going to get. So we got to learn to love that lag. So the point where you can't hear me, I skip over my words. It makes us appreciate things that we have. We love lag. Oh, you met my boy Lag? Oh, you know my boy Lag. All right. Let me go grab this food. Where is this going to? Okay. I'll be right back, guys. Hashtag I love lag. Hashtag we love lag. Come on, guys. Hashtag I love lag. I don't know why it's backwards. It's like something YouTube's been doing lately with the iPhone, with live streaming. It's weird. All right. Who's still here? Give me a 111 if you're still here. And comment down below saying hashtag I love lag. England. I'll be right. I love lag. I know, it shows me like as a passenger, but yet the steering wheel's right here. Let's listen to Will Smith. Delivery number 3.
Discipline is the center of all material success. 99% of people are not willing to do what it takes to make their dreams come true. The Marines saying everybody wants to go to heaven,
but nobody wants to die.
And it's just real. At the center of bringing any dream into fruition is self-discipline. Something as simple as food and eating. It's not about...
Guys, thank you for 18 thumbs up. Let's make it 19, maybe 20. We're going for 99 today. We're going big.
To be able to choose actions that are in your own best interest.
A lot of people are just trying to change.
Dad was a paratrooper.
Just did a podcast on habits, right? How
Evidently, Dave. But he's pretty good. I say, Dave, he's pretty good.
Break bad habits, right?
Will Smith, thank you for the 21 thumbs up. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Dave Mason.
They want to get themselves
Put hashtag we love Dave Mason.
Get themselves to X, right? Or they want to stop some behavior. They want to stop smoking. They want to stop eating this food. They want to stop. I always tell people, stop checking your phone the first hour of the day. You know, you've heard this many times, right? You win the first hour of the day, you win the day.
Every day, we are choosing shit that's not in our own best interest.
That's right, Will.
So if the world is attacking you and the world wants to fight you, the world's trying to hold you down.
We love Dave Mason.
Then you will stop yourself from getting what you dream.
When I want to transform or transcend or make a real positive change, I'm looking at all the other areas of ourselves. So I'm looking at, for example, our environment. Are people setting up their environment to win? So change doesn't just happen at this level of behavior, but environment. So for example, if you want to stop eating a certain food, it helps to be able to have not have that food in your home, right? So you change the environment.
In life, we must all suffer one of two.
What's up, Jesse?
The pain.
It's the Will Smith inspired one.
I'm asking you, choose wisely. So whatever it is that you're trying to achieve in life, the critical component is getting things done, and getting things done in a systematic way. Building the character that's associated with getting things done in a systematic way requires that you become disciplined.
If we live a lazy, undisciplined life, and we just give in to our feelings, and we act on it, we would be much better off to just discipline ourselves right now, so that later on, we don't have to carry that heavy load.
Start at 8
A
a.m.
lot of people suffer from decision-making, and this is very strong research saying that you can only make a certain
It's Will
amount of
Smith
decisions a day,
mixed with a bunch
and
of
after
other
that
people.
is spent, you can't.
Jimbo!
That's really been fine-tuned in the
God bless you,
medical
Jimbo.
surgeons and such, in terms of seeing their, where
J to the yacht, to the M, to the B, to the O.
decisions, and that's why people
Jambo.
like Zuckerberg or Tony Hsieh, they wear the same T-shirts. And my
Hashtag we love Jimbo.
Put the routines the first hour of the day and the last hour of the day.
It's coming right for us. Shoot it.
To the point where it's habitual. I don't even have to think about it. And then, because those are the times of the day where I can really have the most impact. Because later on, in the middle of the day, team members need this, there's firefighting this, client needs that. But the first hour, the last hour, I really want to control. So
What's up, Rizwan? Hey, Ronald Wilson, thank you for the $5.
In my body,
Super
so
Goose.
persevere. And I also
Guys, thank you for the
understand
21
our
likes.
brain
Let's see if we
over
can make it
time.
22, maybe
And I don't
23. We're
want
going for
to
99.
I
Feeling
really
fine.
focus. Like, I watch and I listen to your show and maybe a handful of little things. I read each day.
And the world is doing this, and the world.
I want hope, and I'm looking for
DJ Skills, Long Island in the hizzy.
Instruction.
The hizzy house.
Self-discipline is the definition of self-love. When you say that you love yourself, that means that you have behavior towards yourself.
This is the pizza part.
Is love. Like,
thank you, Ron.
Hey man, look.
Thank you, Ron.
I know you want to eat that pizza and it'll be
Really good.
You know, but I can't let you eat that, man. If you eat that pizza, you're gonna feel like shit. And I love you too much to let you eat that. And I think the word discipline has kind of gotten a name. We think about it in terms of punishment. I'm not talking about
the service is really over here, guys. Thank you for the 24 likes. I appreciate it.
Go immediate pleasure
live
for
group
the exchange of long-term self-respect. Self-love is when you say to yourself,
what live
hey,
group?
Look, I know you and that girl got a real connection. You know, I know you really want to go with friends. It's Saturday night. You want to
really good. Hey, what's poppin'? What's happening? Hey, what's happening? What's poppin'? Remember when people used to say what's poppin'? Everybody put hashtag what's poppin'. What's poppin'? Remember when people used to say, how are you? Like, hey, how you doing? How are you? How are you? I know somebody who says, how are you? No worries. How are you? All right, Will Smith, what's up?
I love you too much to let you go out. To self-discipline is self-love. If you want to be happy, you have to love yourself, which means you have to discipline your behavior. Road to sustained happiness.
Now Will Smith understands it. $5 cash tip. Guys, thank you for those 25 likes. You guys are the best. We're going for 99 today, guys. That's right. So we only got to get 74 more. Really 75, but who's counting?
I find that the people who are most effective, you know, and most effective and efficient are people who could see through the noise and really get to the signal. Be able to separate yourself out of the metaphor of the matrix, so that you could have clarity of purpose, you know. And I think one of the things that's really powerful also is just a lot of people, they give away their sovereignty and their power first thing in the morning. Like the first thing in the morning, they'll just phone, you know, because they're getting their dopamine fixes.
Sparky drives.
It's really rewiring their brain. So it's training them just to be distracted all the
Brick,
time.
are you actually saying that you really love the
That
lamp?
was so rad. You power. Incredible, dude. What's it look like in falling into the trap of reaching right for the cell phone and letting the world dictate?
I mean, I think, okay, so one of the, I like really managing my first hour of the day and the last hour of the day, because it just, that's where I can control. Like sometimes when you go to the office,
good old anchor man,
and such like that. But here, when you wake up, instead of reaching for your phone, right? Because first of all, I don't keep the phone actually, and I don't touch my phone the first hour. Because the problem is when you check for your email, for instance, all your time to respond. When you're reacting to everybody else's demands that they have for you, all the requests of the things that they're sending you. And so that's something that I don't want to train my brain to do. I meditate 20 minutes in the morning. You know, I have a full glass of water. I plan my day. I just write down 3 business things that I want to be able to focus on, and then 3 personal things. And that's a win for me. I don't have to go through a checklist of 200 things. If I just do these 3 things, it's a win for me. You know, even Will Smith, he says the 2 most important things is run and read every day. Do something physically and something mentally to be able to keep yourself engaged and active to it.
Just all
Me
kinds
too.
of
It's already started
little
off
hacks
pretty good.
and manipulations that you can do, but most people are just incredibly.
No, it's just a bad area over here for my cell phone. For the Boost Mobile, baby. Boost Mobile, number one best service for losing service. I don't know, man. Jesse's a myth and a legend. I don't know how he does it. Jesse has literally devoted his life to delivery driving. He made $1,700 last week. Man, that shit is crazy. Oh, man. Jesse Carroll, Jay Grubbs. That's my man, Jay Grubbs. My first, my last, my wonderful. Jesse. Hey!
There's so many distractions, and there's so many enemies that are out there, and it's literally requiring our brain, even social media, the challenges, you know, with these terms like Facebook depression and everything, because
What's that?
this is social media depression, because whereas everyone's looking at their feed and they're comparing their lives to other people, their highlights of other people's lives.
Wow.
And there's actually less life satisfaction, more sadness, depression, and stuff like that, because everyone is comparing themselves to
delivering.
Wow, that's a thing.
Posting. And it's a challenge, but more and more time is spent there. But
delivering food.
These devices are created to literally jolt you with dopamine.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in.
And also,
thank you for
the other reason
26
why
likes. We're going for
life, that's
99.
important,
Let's see if we can turn that into a
lot of people
27.
nowadays,
Let's go.
in addition to the overload and the overwhelm we all feel from the demands, is something called decision fatigue. And decision fatigue is saying that latest research is saying that you can only make a certain amount, a set amount of good decisions a day. And then after that, you can't. And so people like, even simply, you've heard that Mark Zuckerberg or Tony Hsieh, they wear the same clothes every single day, the same sweatshirt, the same Zappos t-shirts. And you ask them, not the same, you know, they have their whole wardrobe, 20 of them. But
he does, he must,
they don't want to waste a decision on what should I wear today when they could be working on.
I know he works like 10 to 12 hours a day for sure, easily. Jesse, you in here? He was in here before. I don't know what happened.
You know, the things that they're most excited about.
Do you think there really is a finite number of good decisions that you can make in a day?
Okay, so I do believe that after a certain effort, people suffer from mental fatigue, and that's where they make more mistakes. That's where people become shorter with their temper. That's where the people make less than the best decisions ever, just because of fatigue and exhaustion, because they've been so focused doing certain
all on GrubHub, Ron.
Do you know Mark Divine?
Yeah.
All right, so he's
GrubHub.
got this concept of 20x, right? You're capable of 20 times more than you think you are.
Jesse's girl.
Yeah,
I think motivation is key. I think it's the key to life. I think it's the key to learning. I think people feel like that they can't learn something or remember something, they're not tapped into their motivation, you know, because they don't want to. Like even things like names, let's say they're self-admitting that they're really bad with names, but when it comes down to it, they don't really want to remember the person's name. Except for they'll remember the names of the people they're attracted to. They'll remember the names of the people that could be good for business, because there's inherent motivation. And so, you know, I always tell people, if someone's horrible with names, if there was a suitcase of $100,000 cash, if you just remember the name of the next stranger you meet, you're going to remember that person's name. All of a sudden, the person's a memory expert, but they didn't use any technique. So it had nothing to do with their capacity or their potential. It had everything to do whether or not they wanted to or not. And I really do believe that reasons reap results.
Yeah, that's crazy.
If you have enough reasons, you'll get the results.
That's crazy with D-Live.
Keys to learning faster and remembering more.
Johnny Boy!
Just in general.
One of my very first
What's up,
students,
Johnny Boy?
she was a freshman, I was tutoring her. She read 30 books in 30 days.
Wow.
And I found out her motivation was her mother was diagnosed with terminal cancer and was given 60 days to live. And the books she was reading were books to save her life. So for me, it's not
it's not about making $1, it's about making a difference. Like, I don't really get excited about $1 billion, but 1 billion brains coming online and unleashing their superpowers. And think about the kind of world we live in if we could raise the collective intelligence of the planet. Where are the Elon Musk, the Jeff Bezos, like, that are just around, out they could just do amazing
There you
things
go.
out there.
Good way to use your vacation time to make some extra money.
I really do believe questions are the answer. I mean, if people have the experience of wanting to change their life, I would start not only with their body, but also the questions that they ask themselves. I believe that ask a new question, you get a new answer. And I think that all the value in the world started at that place. Someone asks a new question about, in business or in a relationship or in the world about putting a person on the moon, and brand new question, and all of a sudden you have brand new answers. And I think that the people that we admire in business, like Peter Thiel, or people like going from 0 to 1, they ask a different quality of question and they get a different quality of answer. I think people that read a page in a book get to the end and just forget what they just read, which we're all guilty of. You go read it and you still don't know what you just read. I think a lot of those people, they're not clear about their outcome of why they read what they're reading. So they're not getting answers. But when your brain is like a magnet, and it'll just start getting answer, because you have part of that brain, they call it the reticular activating system, that determines your focus. Like years ago, I remember my sister would send me emails and postcards with this little pug dog, with the smushing face. And I was like, why is she doing that? And then I realized that, it was her birthday coming up and stuff like that. But I just start seeing these pugs in Whole Foods, and I'm jogging in my neighborhood. I see a guy like walking 6 pug dogs and everything, and all of a sudden they started appearing everywhere. And where were they before? They were there, right? But we never paid attention to it because there's billions of stimuli any moment that's hitting us. And primarily your brain is a deletion device. It would go stark mad if it just paid attention, everything that was going on. You would go insane. And so primarily you're trying to filter out stuff, and people filter, based around
exactly, Johnny.
Identity, their self-worth,
exactly.
and values and everything. Same thing when you're learning. That's why writing your goals and having, energizing them with emotions is important, because you start seeing answers everywhere. You start seeing opportunity everywhere that's aligned with that goal that you have. And so same thing when you're reading. When you're looking for answers, all of a sudden you're reading, you're like, oh, there's an answer, there's an answer, there's an answer, and it acts like a magnet. It just pulls it in. And you learn best by pulling information in, not pushing it in. That's not how the brain works. It works
Accept
through
all
not
your
consumption.
orders.
It works
Kingfish.
Getting involved.
What's up? I'm doing well. How you doing,
here's
man?
Here's the tweetable: is learning is not a spectator sport. Learning is not a spectator sport. It's just like working out. And people see people who read an immense amount of information, right? Or they see people who are just really good with their mind solving problems. And they're like, oh, that person could do it because they're really smart. That doesn't make any sense to me, because that'd be equivalent of me looking at someone at the gym. Someone's bench pressing all this weight. They're like, oh, that person can do it because they're really strong.
I'm always tired, Andrew.
It's like, no, they're really strong because that's what they're doing.
Always tired.
Right? They're doing that on a regular basis. That's why they're showing those
guys,
results.
thank you for the 29 thumbs up.
Your brain acts like
hit that
muscle.
like. Let's see if we can go for 99. Let's see if we can go for 30.
But it's use it or lose it, and so many of us are outsourcing our brains.
Thank you for that.
So it's keeping your memory, keeping all this stuff.
That's right, George. That's right.
How everyone's all forgetful and absent-minded. Senior moments coming a little bit early.
Ladarius.
Simple things.
That's pretty good.
Conversations, everything. It's because they're training their brain
Coke
that
Zero.
everyone else think about it. Keeps your schedule, all that stuff. So we live in an interesting world of overwhelm and anxiety, and people are still, they're so stressed. Their amygdala is so under fire all the time. They're reacting as if a saber-toothed tiger is coming at them. When you're taking time for like white space to be creative, to be able to go for a walk, that's where you're going to create a lot of the innovations. That white space is very important.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. What's your definition of a life well lived?
Oh, a life well lived. Well, for me, I always focus on. I always wish people their lives be full of lots of love, lots of laughter, and always lots of learning. I really do believe the two things that fulfill me the most.
Ron, it'll come.
I think it's an individual.
I think GrubHub will come eventually. They're making their way all over now.
I call them. Well, a lot of people are just
3-day review.
They're trying to take and take and take, but then they can give stuff out, but then they become a martyr because they have nothing to grow. We grow, so we have more to contribute to other people. And I think that leaving the planet a little bit better, someone's life a little bit better just because you were in it, I think that's a life worth lived.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much for being on the show,
Thank
man.
I was addicted to Coke Zero.
So I'm here with Jim Quick. Thanks so much for coming on, my man. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming to Superhero HQ.
Yeah, this is an epic place, and you're gonna have.
Let me see. Let me put something else on here. Jimmy Quick. Jim Quick. Whatever. I'll leave it on. What the hell? Why not?
Lots of parties here, so we'll be visiting a lot soon. Now, Jim, for those that don't know, Jim is the master of memory. It's kind of what I think of you. You're like this master of the brain, memory. I remember watching you on stage. I can't remember specifically where. I think it was a Summit series, potentially. And you just captivated me by your memory. You went on stage and you were like, okay, 50 audience members, give me 2 different numbers each. All raise our hands.
The Super Goose. I got that what was it, last week or something? That was interesting. The $1 bonus. I mean, in my opinion, it doesn't really help all that much, but I guess it's a step in the right direction. You know what I mean? You can't be too upset. I mean, they are giving you an extra buck.
So like 21, 15 or something. And it was like 100 numbers, and then you recited it all back. And I was like, whatever he has, I need to learn how to have it. So
the gas prices, I mean, they're steadily rising. I mean, I guess in a way they are killing me. What the hell? Where the hell is this water coming from?
very excited to dive into how to master the brain and memory, some different tools and tricks that we need to become superheroes ourselves, right?
Well, I'm a fan, so
Yeah.
anything that has to do with greatness, I'm all about, so.
Very cool. So let's start off with what really inspired you to hack the brain in the first place. Was there something that happened to you that wanted to do this?
It was. A lot of people, when they see me do these demos where I memorize a room full of people's names or numbers, like you mentioned, or lots of words, and I tell people I don't do this to impress you. I do this more to really express to you what's really possible, because anyone can do this. Because we've been told a lie that our memory, our intelligence, our genius is fixed, kind of like our shoe size. And through my experience doing this for the past 2 years, furthest from the truth. You know, people have unbelievable gifts inside them. They're just not shown how. I always thought it was interesting that school would teach us like what to learn, like those subjects important, math and history and science and Spanish, the what to learn, but never on how to, how to focus, how to concentrate, how to be creative, how to think for yourself, how to read faster, how to remember things. Maybe it should have been the fourth.
You got Vegas Vino, Andrew, who popped.
But also recall, because there is no learning without remembering.
Yeah, I think he delivers Vegas.
But how I got started on this is I actually grew up with learning challenges. But when I was in kindergarten, I had a really bad accident and I had an injury. And like I was broken, that my brain didn't work, and I had these focus issues and I couldn't remember things, and it took me extra 2 years to learn how to read. And I struggled, privately and then also publicly. And when you're that age, you get very self-conscious.
Sure.
You become very introverted. You want to connect with people because you feel like there's something wrong with you.
What's up, Mark?
That was my academic life. I just worked so much harder. And I don't know if people watching this can relate, but just struggling with overwhelm or overload, too much to learn, too little time, it stresses you out. And you're like, why can't I do this? Why is everyone else succeeding so much faster?
All
and
right.
I have to do all this, like, not even fair.
Right.
And that's what happened.
Guys, thank you for the
So
32 likes. I'll be right back. right. Oh man, let's see how this lunch rush is gonna be. It's Monday. Everybody's back at work. Hoping to see some fireworks.
It did. I mean, I think our struggles really could be some strengths, and you know this. Like, you know, when these kind of challenges come change, you know, and problems become, you know, help you progress. And so when I got to college, I remember freshman year in college, I wanted to start fresh, and I thought that I could really make my family proud because they sacrificed a lot.
All right, Ron, hopefully everything goes well.
I took all these classes, and I thought I would do better and have a clean slate, but I actually did worse. And I remember I wanted to quit school, and at that time, you'd appreciate this, a friend asked me to come visit him and his family out on the West Coast, because I was on the East Coast, and he was like, I would go out there, get a little space from school. He's thinking about quitting, and when I get there, the family is extremely successful, and I don't just mean financial. They had an amazing home on the water, but they were happy. You know, they were givers. They were learning all the time, and the father before dinner asked me these kind of questions. We were walking on his property, and he asked the kind of questions you would ask somebody who just started college, like how's school and, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and Ron, I hope you're all right.
I was like, you know, and to a stranger I just met, like, you know, 10 minutes ago, I said, I'm ready to quit. School is just not for me. I'm not smart enough. And he's like, well, why are you in school? You know, what do you want to be? What do you want to do? What do you want to share, if you will? And it's funny when you're not asked a question in life, you know, it takes a moment to pause to come up with an answer. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like when you're asking questions, and no one's ever asked me those questions before. And when I started to answer, he paused.
That's too bad, Mark. I wonder why that
out of
is.
his back pocket, I swear to you, like a journal and like a diary. And I always thought like 12-year-old girls carry diaries and wrote diaries. And he tears out a couple pieces.
I'm sure it'll come up. You know, I'm sure they'll start adding more. I am Kingfish. For the moment, I am full-time. Yep.
Paper, and he makes me write down all the goals. Like,
guys, thank you for 32 likes. Let's see if we can make it 33. We're going for 99.
Pen to paper and just writing like those dreams, your aspirations down.
I believe it.
After maybe 20-30 minutes, he asked me if I'm done, and I maybe have 40-50 things there, which is like a bucket list. I mean, this is before I knew what a bucket list was. And I start folding the sheets of paper, thinking I'm done with the exercise, put it back in my pocket, and he grabs it from me. And I was like, I freaked out, because like on that was like
your
everything.
life.
Exactly. And I don't even know who this guy is. And
Could
he's
be
very
Dave.
successful.
Could be the college
kids.
kids.
Read it. And I'm so intimidated. And I
Out
feel
loud?
no, in his mind.
Yeah.
And I feel this small because everything I didn't know somebody was gonna look at it, right? And he looks at it and he says, Jim, and I don't know what he was gonna say because this guy's very successful. He says, Jim, you are this close to everything on that list. And I'm just thinking, there's no way. How could it give me 10 lifetimes I couldn't put a dent on that list? And then you go like this.
Ooh.
Yeah, and he says like as if this was, you know, the key here. And he takes me into his home, and it's this beautiful home. He takes me into a room I've never seen before, and it's wall to wall, ceiling to floor.
You got it,
covered in
Kingfish.
books. I mean, I've never seen like a library in somebody's house before. And he starts grabbing these books. You love this. He starts grabbing books and starts handing them to me. It starts to pile up really, really, really high. And when I start looking at the titles, because I'm curious, there are these biographies of amazing men and women in history, and some really early personal development books, like Napoleon Hill, you know, Think and Grow Rich, and Power of Positive Thinking. Norman.
Andrew, it's not really technically a podcast. It's a guy named Lewis Howes, and they're talking with this memory master, Jim Quick. I got a question. My program status. What'd you say? My program status is what? What that means, Dizzy, is it means that your acceptance rate. Actually, I'll tell you right now. Let's see. Hold on. I forget the actual numbers. Hold on, let me see. Where's this thing? So if you're pro, that means that your attendance rate is 100%, 85% plus on order acceptance rate, and less than 20% block drop rate. Yeah.
Its appeal and, you know, psycho-cybernetics and all these above. I'm just like, and then I kind of get an inkling of what he wants me to do with these books.
You know, it's a good thing,
he asks me
Dizzy.
to read like one of these books a week, and I'm just thinking, and I say to him, "There's just no way. I just told you I have all this schoolwork."
You're what, 19 now? Or
I'm 18 years old.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no way I have all these. I can't even finish one book. I have these reading challenges and I have these learning challenges, and I have all this schoolwork. And he was like,
Independent
Jim,
work
said,
for
look
now,
right here. I
Dave.
said, Jim, don't let school get
Independent
in the way of
work.
your education.
Ooh, that's powerful.
And I didn't even realize that's a Mark Twain quote. This is like, you know, a couple days ago. And I'm just thinking, wow, and it hit me like that. But still, I'm like, you know what? I still can't do this because I have all this work I need to study. And then you know what he does? He takes out that list, which he still has in his possession.
Jesus
Like,
the
list,
baby
bucket list.
killer. I can't say I have.
And then he starts reading it out loud.
Who are my moderators in here? Who do we got in here? Oh, man. Yeah. Somebody just trying to troll. People be trolling. People be trolling. Nah, there's no orders right now. I'm just waiting for orders.
Reading it out loud, every single thing line by line, and I get chills thinking about it because there's something about watching a man who you just met, who's, you know, one of the most successful people that you've met, and he's incanting and putting it out to the universe out loud, you know, your dreams, you know, and it's very unnerving. And honestly, Lewis, a lot of stuff that was on that list, and I think about it, it was things that I wanted to do for my family. You know, these are all things that my family, you know, as I mentioned, they sacrificed a lot, like a lot of hardworking people do, and I want to do things for them that they couldn't do for themselves. So with that leverage, I commit to reading one book a week, and then I go from that, I go back to school, and now I have all this pile of stuff that I need to learn, and then a pile of stuff that I want to learn, and that puts me over the edge, because in order to keep up, I have to sacrifice the things that you know are important to you, that your sleep, things like eating, things like working out, things like relationships. And so no one sees me. I'm just in the library all the time. I don't sleep, I don't eat. And you know, that's a recipe for, like, you know, disaster.
It's all good,
how
Jameson.
It came up, how it showed up was I was at the library, and my body actually, it's the scariest time of my life.
My own company?
Like the battery just ran out.
Maybe
I
one
just
day.
Passed out, and I fell down a flight of stairs. I hit my head again. and I woke up in the hospital 2 full days later.
Whoa.
And I was hooked up to these IVs because I was malnourished, dehydrated. I was down to 117 pounds.
Wow.
And I thought I died. And when I had that thought, I was thinking, what's going on here? Because I was ready to check out. Like, check out of school, check out.
I've thought of that before,
And I was just
Andrew.
like,
Definitely
I
have.
was just like, I'm total failure. I can't do any of this. And then when I was thinking about it, the nurse came in, and she had the answer in the form of a mug of tea. And this is a true story. She gives me a mug of tea, like green tea, and it has a picture of a pretty smart guy. This is Albert Einstein. And there's a saying on it that you've heard 100 times. It said the same level of thinking that's created the problem.
GrubHub and UberEATS. It's about it for
Same level
now.
of thinking that's created the problem will solve the problem. And it made me think just power questions.
Did she bring that to you to say, hey, here's
Just
the
like,
answer? Or was
no,
it just part
like
of
that?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. And it's funny when you put things out in the universe, ask a new question, you get a new answer. And maybe say, well, what's my problem? And I was like, my problem is I'm a really slow learner. That's what I came up with. I was just like, I'm a really
Andrew,
slow
what kind
learner.
of stuff would you cover with your
That was-
company?
that was definitely my story and my perceived problem there. And I was owning it too, because I was fighting. No one can tell me different, because I was fighting from limitations.
Wow, Jameson, that's
so
weird.
I got to keep them.
And it became true every day.
Yeah, and I was really, I had this whole story.
It's weird that it was that slow on a Sunday.
Well, my problem is I'm a slow learner. How do I think differently about it? And it was like, well, how do I learn how to be a faster learner? And then I thought about school, and I was like, no, school doesn't teach you those things. Much like, school doesn't teach you a lot of things. Like
The
a lot of
things that are
stuff.
most important, right?
A lot of things
Like-
that you have in your podcast, right? The things that are just moving the needle in people's lives in terms of their joy, their health, their relationships, their success, their finances, everything.
Most important things.
Yeah, and this is not like a diss on schools. I mean, I think my mother's a school teacher, my aunt's a professor. I mean, teachers work so hard, right? It's just the system itself is a challenge, because if you're watching this and they're stressed, they're overloaded, there's too much.
Nice, Andrew. I hope
keep
it
up
works
with.
out for
It's not
you.
their fault. It's because we all grew up with a 20th century education that prepared us for a world that doesn't exist anymore. That 20th century world of working in factories, working on farms, doing manual labor, because the school system back then, which is now, it's like one size fits all, assembly line, cookie cutter, don't talk
Absolutely.
to your neighbors, sit quietly by yourself. That doesn't work in the digital age anymore. So right now, when we're talking about the brain, how important the brain is, we're not paid for our brute strength. We're paid for our brain strength. We're not paid for our muscle power. It's really our mind power, and so the challenge is where, your brain is this unbelievable supercomputer, but it doesn't come with an owner's manual. It's not always user-friendly either. And so when I got out of that hospital bed, I decided to study this subject called learning, like learning how to learn. And I started to pick up every single I could on brain science, adult learning theory, multiple intelligences, focus and concentration, things really.
The good old GrubHub bell.
And stuff like that. And in a very short period of time, 60 days, and I swear to you, it was like a light switch just went on, and I started to understand things for the first time.
Never even heard of it,
And I was in
Andrew.
class,
What's it
and
about?
I can't tell you, growing up, when someone's talking to you and not understanding, it doesn't make sense, you're not making the connection, things there, and then all of a sudden you're focusing, all of a sudden you're remembering things, and I started reading faster, and I started getting better grades and less time, and it started transforming my life. And the reason I teach this to this day, because it's 2 decades later, is after you have that kind of awakening, you can't help,
I agree,
what you do, share that
Jameson.
greatness with other
I
people.
agree.
And one of my very first students, I'll never forget, she's 18 years old, a freshman. I teach a speed reading program to teach anyone to read 2 or 3 times faster with better comprehension. And she struggled for a few days, and then that same light switch went on, and she ended up reading 30 books in 30 days.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine what books you would read? You go to Amazon right now, pick out 30 books, and know in 30 days you own that information,
Amazing.
as well as those authors.
Sure. Now, what is it? I've always, this is my story.
Yeah.
I've always had a hard time comprehending and staying focused in books. Now, half of it is probably I'm just not interested in the topic or the book, or it's not well written. But what are some things that people can do just right away to increase their comprehension and just speed it up a little bit, so that they are able to stay focused long enough throughout the book?
It's amazing what people could do, because here's part of it. It's like motivation plays a big role. First of all, like you mentioned, things that you're interested in.
Yeah.
Like this girl, I wanted to ask not how she did it, but I want to know why she read 30 books in 30 days. And I find out that she paused, and she eventually told me it's because her mother and was given 60 days to live.
and the book she was reading.
I'm sorry to hear that
books
about
that made me think,
Bauxberry.
Wow.
Yeah,
Talk
it's
about
just
motivation. I
like
just got chills. Wow.
I don't. It's hard for me to even talk about because my memory is so clear of these events, and not just because I'm a memory expert. It's just it takes me back because at that time I'm 18. I just wished her luck. I'll say prayers and said, you know, but what do you do? And then 6 months later, I get a call from this young lady, and she's crying and crying and crying for minutes. And I find out that they're tears of joy.
Wow.
And I find out that her mother not only survived, but her mother's really starting to improve. Doctors don't know why or how. The doctors actually call it a miracle. But her
What's up,
mother attributes
TCB?
100% to the great advice she got from her daughter, who learned it from all these books. I mean,
Whoa.
and those kind of things, that's why it really went into my body that, you know, that learning, that if knowledge is power, learning is a superpower.
That's what I was going to ask you next, because I saw that on your website. So, can you speak more into that? The power of learning and, you know, not just having knowledge, but being able to learn?
Yeah,
And why is that a superpower?
I think that if there's one skill to master in the 21st century, it's the ability to learn rapidly. You know what it is? They call it in the military a force multiplier. A force multiplier is like input goes in, but you get exponential out.
I have not personally gone through that, but I don't know, man. I think you need to email your driver specialist and find out why they placed you on. Oh wow, they'll give you a ticket for that, and find out why you were put on schedule restriction. I think that a lot of people have been having that issue because you're online on a block or multiple blocks and you're not receiving orders or not receiving enough orders, and GrubHub looks at it as if, you know, you're like trying to take advantage of the system or something, you know, like they look at it like you're trying to scam the system and, you know, steal money and all that stuff. But it's not true. Yeah. You're not alone in that, man. Not alone at all. Yeah, I am not really feeling too great today. I feel pretty exhausted and my stomach feels all weird. Yeah, Brokes Barry. Definitely email your driver specialist and see what they recommend. Perhaps also email ghdelivery@grubhub.com. See if they could help you out.
Put from it. It's like optimism. Being positive is a force multiplier, right? You know, and Colin Powell said that. And so certain things like learning how to learn, like meta learning or improving your memory, improves everything. It improves your business. It improves, like, you know, you can remember people's names. You can remember sales presentations. You can remember things about people. Because, like, for example, it's hard to show somebody, for people who are watching this, they're entrepreneurs, right? And they're wearing a business development hat. You know, it's really hard to show someone you're going to care for their business, their future, their family, their health, their fitness, whatever you're selling them, if you don't care enough just to remember things like their name, you know, or their kid's name, or their birthday.
So true.
You know, so that's a memory is a multiplier there. A memory is a multiplier in their relationships. You know, like relationships, just remembering those moments. You know, like, you know, not even just remembering anniversaries, remembering to take out the garbage, that kind of stuff, but remembering, you know, the first time you and your loved one, you know, took that on that beat. You know what I mean? Those kind of moments that make everything worthwhile.
Yeah.
But it's wonderful for every area. So yeah, I do believe that two of the most costly words in business, for example, are "I forgot." You know, I forgot to do it. I forgot to bring it. I forgot the
Guys,
name,
thank you
I
for
forgot
35 likes. You guys are
Like,
awesome. Thank you.
Forgetting someone's name, and I've seen this time and time again, it hurt a relationship. It could kill deals. I've had people call someone by the wrong name, and they've lost multiple $1 million deals just on that.
I've had people email me and use a different name in my email.
Right.
And it's frustrating. I'm just like, if you're trying to reach out to me and you use
Right.
Mark because you weren't even paying attention, you weren't being
Yeah.
present, it leaves a bad in people's mouths. You know, and I know I'm not perfect. I've forgotten people's names and I've probably said it wrong times. So, you know, what are some things people can do to remember names?
Yeah. Okay. So there are 3 keys for improving your memory. 3
What's
keys.
up,
right? So if you're ever
Urbano?
forgetting something, forget things. You feel absent-minded, like senior moments are coming a little bit early. You're in the shower. You can't remember if you shampooed your hair.
So you end up doing it twice. You misplace your wallet, your phone, your keys, or your car.
Gotcha again.
You see the people like, where did I park my car?
Yeah.
These kind of, and they waste a lot of time too, and they take away, all the treasures. And I don't mean just financial treasures. I mean just the important things, in our life. But there's 3 keys, and remember MOM, M-O-M. Always remember MOM. So if you're ever forgetting something, usually one of those 3 things are missing. Right, so let's take names. So when people say I want a better memory, I hear them say like, oh, I want to be better at sports, because you're such an athlete.
Sure.
But it's like somebody comes to you like, well, what sport specifically do you want to be better at? Because you did different techniques and different training for different things. So remembering names different than learning languages, different PIN numbers and passcodes and all the different things.
So everything's different.
Everything's different.
Okay.
And so, but there's certain principles that are the same.
Okay.
So the M in MOM is this. Let's say someone has horrible names, right? But let's say that there's a suitcase of $100,000 cash if you just remember the name of the next stranger you meet. How many people are going to remember that person's name?
I'll remember.
Everyone, right? Everyone. And so that's the thing. The M stands for motivation. So it's interesting. So all of a sudden, everyone's a memory expert, but it had nothing to do with their capacity or their potential. Everyone could do it. It's just whether or not they decided to do it or not, if they wanted to.
It's almost like if it's worth it enough, or the consequences are, that big, or the stakes are that big, if you're going to miss out on not, right? It's the motivation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because one of the things to learning, we know with human motivation, because I did this presentation, and Bill Gates was there. And we're talking about wealthy individuals, right? And so, afterwards I talked to him, and we were talking about the bridge between education and technology, and I was like, what's missing? What's the future of learning? And he was like, Jim, the key is human motivation, really understanding what drives people. And I was like, wow, that's really right. Because this, people can go out there and they can buy courses, but a lot of people
never open it.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because it has everything to do with drive and reasons. Because motivation is like, like what is your motive for acting,
Sure.
right? What's the fuel? And I believe there's a success formula called H cubed that it goes from your head to your heart to your hands. That people could visualize and affirm and see things here all the time and think about it. But if they're not acting with their hands, actually doing something about it, then usually what's missing is the second H, which is the heart, the emotion, the energy of motion. I had a martial arts instructor tell me years ago, you can't steer a parked car. You need fuel. Where's the energy that's going to do that? And so, wasn't people's motor fraction so simple? When people are remembering people's names, ask yourself, why do you want to remember this person's name? Because reasons reap results. I've always found that in life. Reasons reap results, because you need a big enough why.
Sure.
Like Simon Sinek's book, start with why. And so you want to get that drive first, right? So motivation. The O is something interesting. I have people do this. I have them just kind of shake out their hand like this, and I say, make a fist, and I say, put it to their chin. And then I go like this, and everyone puts it here, but I said chin. And this is the difference. The O stands for observation. And I find that a lot of people...
All right, orders ready for pickup. All right. Be right back. feeling like crap today.
Attention issue.
Okay.
It's an attention issue.
Present, you mean? Or
it is. That's a big part of it. It's like, you know, let's say everyone uses a search engine like Google every single day, but a lot of people, they use it 10 times a day. If I ask them, are you willing to bet your life you know what colors the letters are? Because that's an observation.
Sure.
You know, there's a difference between looking at something and seeing it, really seeing it. There's a difference between hearing something and really listening. You know, like leaders, like for example, I had this whole escapade with the X-Men, which was insane, but I had to leave the set because I had to go to a charity event. And one of the people that I think leaders, independent of your political bent, who has incredible memory is President Clinton. Every single time I've met President Clinton, he's remembered my name. He does. And how many people, yes, how many people does Clinton meet on a regular basis, right? And so that's a leadership skill, though, right? And so FDR was incredible. He would walk around the White House and point people out and say hi to them, saying hi to their spouse and using by name. I mean, that's because think about the sweetest sound in a person's ears, right? It's their name. Yeah. Right? So anyway, I asked him what's memory trick he uses. He uses no memory tricks at all. And he tells me this, this amazing story. Yes. And so he tells me this incredible story about how, his grandfather, in Arkansas, to get all the kids around and tell stories to them, but then he would quiz them. They really need to listen and be present. And it's funny because I noticed that, Bill Clinton is, regardless of how you feel politically, incredible communicator, incredible charisma, incredible connector, right? And he also, this memory, I find, he has this incredible presence, this powerful presence, but I find that his powerful presence and his memory comes from being powerfully present. His powerful presence comes from being powerfully present. And here's the thing, when people are networking, because I know a lot of people, they're entrepreneurs, they're social entrepreneurs, and millennials, and they're going out there meeting people, because really it's what you know and it's who you know. But that's all memory.
Hold on 1 second.
Go to seminar.
How you doing? I got a GrubHub food delivery for number 7. All right, thank you.
How many times do you find yourself talking to somebody and then looking over their shoulder? Yeah.
I hate when people do that.
Exactly.
It's like annoying.
Because you're distracting yourself all the time. Or if you're not distracting yourself externally, you're talking to yourself.
What am I going to say next?
Exactly. So the people aren't even listening. This is so key. When people are communicating, most of the time you find that they're not even really listening. What they are is they're thinking about how they're going to respond.
Be right back,
guys.
And
if you look at the word listen and you scramble the letters, it becomes the word silent. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Okay. Who's still here? Give me a 111. You guys are still here. Dude, I am feeling out of it today, man. William.
And we're talking about really fundamental things. That's one of the reasons, I do the podcast is because some of these basics, those are the biggest things that move the needle. I mean, just understanding why you want to remember something and being present and paying attention and being silent and really listening. That's not magic, but that's just like going to the gym. Right? We think about the fundamentals. We're talking about exercise. We're talking about sleep. We're talking about a good diet. Yeah. That's easy. Yeah, the mindset. That's 95% of it right there. Yeah. And then finally, the third M is mechanics, for mom. So M is motivation, the O is observation, and then the final M is mechanics. And these are not the person that's going to fix your car, but these is the tips, the techniques, the hacks, if you will, the strategies on how to learn language, how to speed read, how to remember that person's name, how to give a speech with notes.
It's going all right, Anthony. I'm on my 5th delivery, I think, so today.
Say I'm going to an event, there's 10 people that someone's introducing me to. Shake your hand, we've all done this before. It's like, hi, what's the mechanics?
Yeah, I mean, we've all had the experience, so relationships, proximity, and it's all who you know, right? And who knows you back, right? And one of the most standout skills that I know of is walking into a room, meeting 20 strangers, and leaving, saying goodbie to every single one of them with their name.
Can you do that?
Because who are they all going to remember when you walk out of the room? That's a standout skill. That's the thing that, because when you remember people's names, they feel like that you care. Because what's the opposite? If you forget someone's name, how do they feel? That you don't care, that they're not important.
And this is what I've been thinking my whole life, because I've never felt like I've had the book smarts. Yeah. But I felt like I've cared more than 99% of people.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what's been able to get me to where I want to be, by showing people how big my heart is, as opposed to how much I know.
Yes.
That's could be the most powerful thing, is like remembering and just being connected to people, as opposed to telling them what you know.
And it's huge too, because a lot of traditional networking or business advice will be like, oh, you have to, when you're going to people, tell them all these amazing stories and really be interesting to them. I think there's a difference between interesting and interested. You know what I mean? When you meet somebody, being interesting and talk about,
all right, guys, thank you for those 36 likes. We're going for 99. Let's see if we can make it 37. We'll be right back. Always carrying the bag. I mean, I'm planning on working till 8 o'clock tonight, but I'm just not, I don't know, man, I'm just not feeling well. I have like extremely low energy from probably this low carb stuff, and I don't know, my stomach's bothering me a little too.
People love when they share and you listen. When you just allow people to share their story and what they're
I just feel off today.
And you remember their name, you don't have to say anything, and they feel like you're the best person in the world.
My stomach just feels like gurgly.
Stephen Covey, who had an opportunity to spend a good amount of time with and share a stage with. He has that.
Greg, are you home or are you still on vacation?
And to be understood. I mean, that's huge. Working event, 7 tips. You don't even have to use all 7. Just any part of this would be better than nothing. Right? I want you to remember.
There he is, Tony.
B-swap. Like
easy peasy, Tony. Thumbs up, the 37 likes. You guys are awesome. We're going for 99 today. Can we turn that 37 into a 38? I think so. Allegedly so.
When they say, I'm going to B-swap. So the B stands for believe. Because you know this better than anyone. Believe you can or believe you can. Either way, you're right, right? And so here's the thing with beliefs. What I mean by that is you want to kill the ants. You know, our friend Dr. Daniel Amen, the big brain doctor, talks about killing the ants, automatic negative thoughts. Because here's the thing, like, you know, with a name like Quick, I had to be a runner. You know, like I always tell people, like Jim Quick learning, how people learn quickly, and they're like, Quick really is my last name. Yeah, it's really my last name. Because with like a name like Quick, your life and destiny is pretty much planned out.
What's up, Danny? How are you?
School. I get to be careful when I'm driving because the worst name is pulled over when you're speeding. Yeah, it's like you want to have that on your license. You're not going to talk away on that ticket. Yeah. And I get to teach speed learning, you know, and speed reading, speed memory.
It never feels good to be back home from vacation.
So I was preparing for a marathon, and I was really about it. Of course, I read books on it and stuff like that because I read a book a day and I learn it. I was like, oh, it's like Matrix style. I go to like Barnes and Noble, pick up a book, and then just read it, put it back on the shelf, and save a lot of money that way. Nice. But I was reading this book on running a marathon, and there's one chapter on the psychology of running a marathon. And that's what was really interesting, the mindset. And it opened up with this paragraph verbatim, because I'm a memory expert. It said this: your mind is like a supercomputer, and your self-talk is the program it will run. So if you tell yourself you are not good with names, you will not remember the name of the next person you meet because you programmed your computer not to. I was like, wow. So B for B-swab, the B stands for believe. Believe you can, believe you can't. Either way, you're right. Because here's the thing that I've learned, if you will, is your mind is always.
Yeah, I hear that, Greg. I'm at $42 for the day so far.
Always eavesdropping on yourself. All right? So you want to monitor that. So I encourage everyone.
I might work like another hour or so, see how much I can make. But I might have to drop some blocks or something and just maybe start up again during dinner time because I'm just feeling not so great right now.
Always do better because anything that's good for your heart is really good for your head, right? But I mean practice, because practice makes progress. Practice makes progress. It always does. And so the bad news, to remember names, it takes effort. The good news, not as much as people think. So bad news takes effort, but what's not valuable in your life that doesn't take effort, sure, right? So there's no magic pill, like there's no magic memory pill, but there is a magic memory process, and that's what we're talking about. There's no magic memory pill, but there is a memory process. And so the E is exercise, and so it takes about 21 to 30 days. You know, we learn in psychology the law of 21, practicing something for 21, 30 days, whether it's learning how to type, learning how to drive a car, or what have you, until you get to be second.
All right, Greg, you too.
So you practice and work and you practice. Anytime you're flipping through the channels and people get introduced, you meet people all the time, you can practice all the time. Sure.
Well, I mean, I was, what did I do Saturday? Saturday morning, I worked for a few hours, and then I took the rest of the day. Yesterday, I took off. I mean, I don't want to take too much more time. I still made $800 last week. It wasn't 1,000, but I still made, you know, 812 or something. So it is what it is. That's why I want to try and work as much as I can today. But like, I don't know. I'm on this medication right now that one of my doctors put me on, and it can cause upset stomach from time to time, and like really, really uncomfortable to work. Stomach is acting up. So I know it's a stupid excuse, and I should, you know, man up from it, but it's a pain, you know. Literally, it's a pain. And sometimes I feel like I'm gonna get sick, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing if that is gonna happen on a pickup or a drop off. That's like one of my biggest concerns or fears, if you will. No, not depressed at all. It's just literally really tired because when you do the keto low carb thing, you know, your body goes through the transition of switching from you burning sugar to burning fat. Marquise, I was at full time with GrubHub. I'm really thinking about leaving my day job to do it. I mean, I like, it could be a little stressful at times because, you know, you never know exactly how much money you're gonna make, but you know, it sure beats having a boss and having someone tell you what to do all day, you know. At least with GrubHub, you pick and choose, you know, the orders you want to take and the times you want to work, you know. Unfortunately, I backed myself into a real corner in life because, you know, every month I got to make minimum between 2,500 or 2,800. Yeah, exactly. And then your car breaks down. That's why it's always good to have a secondary vehicle. What is the number I'm looking for? Okay. All right. Okay. Let me drop this off. Let's see, where is this? Alright, I'll be right back. What's going on, everybody? Guys, thank you for 38 thumbs up. We're going for 99. Let's see if we could do 39 or 40.
And so it doesn't take that much. Exactly. You could go to the grocery store and see 3 strangers and just make up their name. That's Bob, that's Sue, that's Mary. And then when you leave, like get to checkout and you're at the Whole Foods. Exactly.
Yourself,
Yeah, and then so that's the thing. That's the difference, right? Tony Robbins talks about what you practice in private, you're rewarded for in public. You know, so that's what you do, you practice. So that's the E in B. So B-E. So B is believe, E is exercise. Now the SWAB is the actual mechanics. Right? So the S in SWAB, when you're meeting this person for the first time, the S is you say the name. Right? You say the name. So hi, my name's Jim.
Hey, Lewis.
Lewis, it's nice to meet you. Good to meet you too. Man, if I was any better, my name would be Lewis Howard. That's my secret. So here, so I'll say the name right away, and just by hearing the name again helps me. So now I heard it twice, one from you, one from me. All of a sudden, I'm going to remember it better. My retention is going to go up. I also want to say it because I want to make sure, going back to mom, the O, I want to make sure I observed it correctly. Sometimes you're networking, a lot of things going on. You meet someone named Ted, you say goodbye, Ed. You know, better to get corrected up front than later on.
Right.
So you say the name. The U in swabs means use it. You want to use the name. Very simple, right? You want to use it, not abuse it. But just, you know, because Lewis, thanks for coming. Lewis, we want to talk about Lewis.
Then it gets creepy,
right? That's like a Seinfeld episode,
need, right? It's like
yeah. Dude, I'm feeling super low energy right now. My stomach is just feeling all gurgly and blah. It's from this medication, I think, that one of my doctors put me on. And it can cause upset stomach and whatnot, and just, I don't know. I feel like maybe I didn't get enough sleep, and also because I've been doing the keto, low carb thing. You know, sometimes, you know, I don't have a ton of energy because of it, so that's part of it.
Exactly. It's try hard, and it's like a Seinfeld episode where, like, the close talker. You know, or there was actually a Seinfeld episode, I haven't thought about this in years, wasn't there a Seinfeld episode, like a rerun, you might have seen, that he was dating somebody and was intimate with her, but he actually forgot her name. Every single time she would leave, he'd try to go into her purse and get her driver's license and meet Kramer and try to get the name to come out. But here's the thing, it rhymed with a part of the female anatomy, and that was the famous episode. If you remember, if people watching this, remember what that is. So you want to make sure that you use it 3 or 4 times in the conversation. The A stands for ask, and this is a really big one, ask, because what's everyone's favorite subject? It's like, it's not travel, it's not entrepreneurship, it's not even, you know, it's not shopping, it's themselves, right? Sure. And you ever meet somebody, like, your name is a little different than you're used to?
I don't know why YouTube does that, Matt. It's weird.
You know, Lewis and Jim, they're pretty common names. Sometimes you meet someone named Saul or Rudiger or Isis or what have you. You know, then you ask about a person's name. And what can you ask about a person's name? You know, you can ask, like, how do you spell it?
What does it mean?
What does it mean? What does it stand for? Who you're named after, related to this person? You know, all these questions. And, you know, for the most part, everyone gets very complimented. Because the name, again, is the sweetest sound to a person's ears. Right? And think about why, like the psychology. You know, a child, what's one of the first words they learn how to write? You know, how much love were they given when they did it right? You know, all that emotion tied into, like, because I think, you know, one of the challenges people have, like one of the biggest fears people have, is not being good enough. You know, that we're not good enough, and if we're not good enough, we're not going to be loved. And if we're not going to be loved, you know, we're not going to be, we're going to die or something, you know. And so, but that name is like our identity, right? So you always.
It's a GrubHub catering platform.
Person's name, and they're complimented. So, like, for example, I was speaking at the country's largest life insurance company. About 100 people in the room. Training director was there, and her name was Nikita. And I was like, wow, that's a really beautiful name, sincerely, right? And so I was like, you know, how's it spelled? Where is it from? I said, what does it mean? And she paused, and she looked at all our coworkers, and she says it means graceful falling waters. And I was like, whoa. And I got like chills. And then, you know, like half the audience these sounds, and it made me just spontaneously ask, you know, how long have you worked here? You know, she was like, about 4 years. I was like, with all these people.
Yeah, I hear you,
yeah, you know, like a lot of people, my good friends, are at my wedding. It's like, that's nice. How many people in this room knew that's what her name meant? And out of 100 people, how many people raised their hand? 0.
Is that the thing that's GrubHub?
That was one of my
GrubHub for work.
This was the first me as a training director. Sure. And so brought me into all. But that name was a bond. right? So that was sincere interest, so you ask about a person's name. And then finally, the V and the E in swab. The V is visualize. Visualize. And this is a really simple memory tip, where we tend to remember more what we see than what we hear, right? You go to somebody, it's like their face. You know, I remember your face, but I forgot your name. I remember, and what I understand. When I hear, I forget. I heard. See, I remember. I saw the face, and I remember the face. What I do, going back to practice, I understand, right? And so, if you tend to remember what you see, then try seeing what you want to remember. So this is the trick that you meet somebody, you take their name, and you turn it into a picture. So let's say you meet someone named Mike, and then for a split second, you imagine them just taking a microphone to sing karaoke on the tabletop, right? You meet someone named Carol, and you imagine she's singing Christmas carols, right? You meet someone named, she's carrying these little lambs, you know, around, and you do this in the privacy of your own mind, right? And people say, well, that's so childish. Who are the fastest learners on the planet? Children. How fast can they learn a musical instrument compared to how fast can they learn like languages like that, right? So children, they do that. They're playful. They make fun of people's names. Kids could be in therapy for 10 years because their name was made fun of. They don't even know, right? So that's what you want to do. You want to take someone's name, turn it into a picture. So a person's name is David. I use a slingshot, or David and Goliath. You know, someone named Bob. I mentioned them, Bobby Crapple. It's just something very. See, because here's the thing, there's something I call the 6-second syndrome. The 6-second syndrome is someone tells you their name, you have 6 seconds to do something with that, otherwise it's gone. It's gone. That's it.
If you don't practice it daily.
Jesse Carroll's killing it.
Exactly. And so here, at least you're focusing on the person, and you're focusing on name. So a person's name is John, you picture, whatever.
Do you remember what you used for me when we met?
When we first met? So here's, yes, so yeah. So everybody has their own thing. Like, so, okay, so you come up with a picture that works for yourself. So when we met, I actually it's a slinky. And I don't ask why, because it doesn't sound like it or anything like that. But one of my best friends growing up as a kid was Lewis.
Okay.
And all he would do is play with this slinky, like this little toy, this iPad, and all the time. So I just think about him every single time I think about that. So I just remember. Now, after you remember the person, then the pictures just disappear. But you need something just to hold it for 6 seconds, and then you have it, right? It's using, the other part of the reason why it works is that left brain part of your brain, just logic and words and sounds. We'll talk about this with speed reading. That's only using part of your brain, but your right brain is like pictures, and imagination, and visualization, and emotion. That's activated more of your brain. People say we use like 10% of our brain's potential. We use all our brain, but in terms of its potential, but no one shows us how to activate the rest of it. But part of it is just using your imagination, because imagination is more powerful than knowledge. Yeah, Einstein said that. And so you want to turn it into a picture.
All right, finally, Tony, thanks for stopping by.
It stands for end. And that's going back to saying goodbye using their name. Go into a room, meeting 10 strangers, saying goodbye to every single one. So
no, not a stomach virus, just a little bit of like a little bit of an upset stomach. A little bit.
Exercise. Practice.
S is say it.
Say it.
What's I swap? U is use it.
Use the name.
A is ask about the name.
Ask about the name.
D is visualize.
Yeah.
E is act.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm picking it up as we go. Very cool.
And this is, so what I'm saying is, what people they experience this, they practice this, you'll see a big. That's what I love about it. And then all of a sudden, once you have that confidence, it increases your confidence. Yeah. You show up differently when you're out there with other people.
Yeah. You probably don't have to use every one of them.
No,
each person. You just
not
say,
at all.
I'm going to say it.
Say it. Maybe just say it and visualize it, and then you're done.
Yeah.
So any part of it is better than most people, which is nothing.
Because if I say, you tell me your name's Jim, I'm not going to say, that's an interesting name.
Right. Exactly.
Tell me more about who called you that.
But if you just imagine like me doing something funny with my, like barbells or whatever, like the magic of Jim or whatever. Yeah, and people are motivated. They're asking why they want to remember a person's name. Like I would ask myself for motivation, why do I remember the person? Maybe it's because I want to get some business, or I want to show this person respect, or maybe I just want to practice these tips that I've learned, on this podcast.
That's cool. I'm gonna have a couple questions left for this interview, and we're gonna have some extra videos, some more memory tips for people. I'll tell you guys where to go for those at the show notes after this interview. But I want to ask you.
You too, Golf Hotel.
Habits and rituals that you have to just sharpen your mind every single day that others can apply.
Okay. Guys, thank you for the 42 likes.
Here's the thing when it comes to your memory. 2/3 of it is so people are concerned that they're growing older But I can say you can improve your memory regardless of your age, your background, your career, your diet, your level of education, your financial situation, your gender, your health situation, your IQ, anything. It can be improved. Here's the thing: 1/3 of your memory is predetermined by biology and genetics, but that's so exciting because that means 2/3, the majority of it, twice as much, is completely in your control.
That's cool.
And so the things that move the needle, for example, are like 10 things that I'm thinking about that's going to move the needle completely. That 2/3. So it's a good diet, right? So a good diet because you are what you eat. Right. And so there's certain brain foods that we know it's good for your mind. It's good for your mind.
Dr. Heyman talked about that as well.
A lot of that. You know, everything from blueberries to walnuts and everything, right? So there's good diet. And number 2, killing ants. Killing the automatic negative thoughts, which is a big for a lot of people. Remember, your mind is always eavesdropping on your self-talk, and it's a practice, right? So you want to be able to eliminate the negative talk. And you can't just eliminate something, you have to replace it with something else.
Positive, right?
Exactly. You can't just stop smoking, you have to start doing something else. So my memory, because here's the thing that you want to avoid.
What's up, Tony
A lot of people start taking pride.
All right, guys, I just got to the next drop off for the 2 orders that I picked up. I just dropped off the first one. Now I'm dropping off the second. And then I got another one to go pick up. Let's see. How many have I done today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my 6th. And then I got to go pick up my 7th. Guys, we got 42 likes. Let's see if we can turn that into 43, maybe 44. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't. Let's keep that positivity flowing and growing. And we're going for 99 today. Be right back. Tony Tones to New York. Tony. All right. Tony Tones.
Significance.
Very much so. You nailed it. You know, people start getting pride because my memory is so bad. If I don't write my grocery list in triplicates, I won't remember it. You're like, oh, you think you're forgetful? This is how forgetful I am.
Right.
Or this is how bad. People also have this with busyness. It is so bad nowadays. Everybody has to be busy because that means, oh, that person must be so important, right? And so that we got to get off that cult of being busy. That's
Congratulations for being the most busy person.
Right, exactly. Like not everybody has things to do.
Yeah.
Exactly. But people start getting pride. They start designing their life around being busy. And they wonder why they're all stressed out all the time. So automatic negative thoughts, kill those ants. Number 3, that's good that you have to do daily, is exercise, right? Because, you know, your body and your brain, it's connected. And there's actually certain exercises you can do to build your brain power. So for example, juggling, extremely good for your brain. It's been shown in Oxford last year, there was a study saying that jugglers actually have bigger brains. You can actually build more white matter. It's also a great tip for speed reading because as you're juggling 3 balls, your eyes, you only have 2 of them, you can't focus on all 3. So you have to soften your gaze and take in more, like peripheral vision, and trains you that way. So you actually take in more words as you're reading. But it's actually builds more white matter as you're doing it. There's certain exercises also we teach people. This is a field called educational kinesiology, where certain body movements actually helps build your brain power, which is these cross.
What's up, Barry?
These kind of fun things, even something simple like, you know, like
we are listening to Lewis Howes and Jim Quick on memory mastery and brain training methods, stuff like that. I've heard this one before, but I like to replay these things. Just started work, CBIS staff. There you go. Go get yourself some money. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in so far. My name is Pete. You guys are watching Paid to Drive. Normally I do these live streams on channel Team PTD, so I'm doing this on here to kind of promote my other channel and show you guys what we do on that channel day in, day out. So I would urge you guys all to subscribe to that channel. Link is in the bottom of the description down below. It's free, of course. So give me a comment 111 if you guys are subscribed to Team PTD already. Comment 22 if you haven't yet. And thank you for the 42 thumbs up on this video. Let's see if we can make it 43 thumbs up, maybe 44. We got a couple new people here. We're going for 99 today. So thank you so much for everybody watching. Maybe not.
Time, so it's really important to kind of keep your hands and your fingers kind of stretched. But you know, can you do one twice as fast, like literally like this? You know, something like that. You know, or something like, or like you pulling in energy like this. But what if you had to do one forward and one back? But there's been so many exercises for people, like eating with the opposite hand is actually good for your brain. Brushing your teeth with the opposite hand, very good connection. Brain power. So just, I mean, your brain, right? It's good for staving off a lot of brain challenges. Okay. Fourth thing is brain nutrients, because a lot of people, they're not getting it from their soil or maybe their food, so maybe they supplement certain things, right? Number 5, this is a big one, and I know you're big on this, a positive peer group, because you are what you eat, you know, but you are also who you spend time with, of course, right? So if you want a bigger brain, you want your mind to be active and everything, be around people that challenge you, that support you, that teach you things, that encourage you, that are positive. Because we are the average of the 5 people, as you know, that we spend the most time with. So positive peer group is good for your brain. Number 6 that's good for your brain is clean environment. They find that, and you know this, like when people start cleaning their desk, that their external world starts reflecting their internal world and vice versa, right? So a clean environment helps you be more organized inside also as well. Number 7 that's good for your brain in terms of lifestyle, what I do every single day, is things like sleep. Sleep is so important. People, that's where you're rebuilding, you're rejuvenating, you're restoring, but there's this whole epidemic of sleeplessness and people aren't getting enough sleep. And as I'm going through this list, people should go through it. This is common sense, but not common practice. That's the difference, right? People's like there's some zones here that people like, you know, I'm not spending time with the right people, or maybe, you know, I'm really not getting that much sleep, or maybe my diet, or my negative thought. There's 1 or 2 things that if you fix it and you put energy there, it'll just, your business could double, because you're doubling. That's number 7. Number 8 is brain protection. So important to protect your brain, because, you know, people who are accident prone, or they're doing like a lot of extreme sports, you know, they're active, you want to make sure you wear helmets, just, you know, because your brain is resilient, but it's, you know, this controls everything.
Smash it, you're done. My father,
me too, Jerry, me too.
Got a car accident, he's still recovering, he's not the same person, he can't work anymore, you know, he forgets a lot. It's a challenge.
And see, that's why I do what I do, because I never want people to suffer the way that I was struggling every single day for like 15 years straight. You know, just because it reflects on, you know, when I was in that hospital bed going through all that, and then it was so funny, like, not funny as in haha funny, but when this young lady who read the 30 books in 30 days and saved her mother's life, she gave me one of those books, and inside the book was this photograph, and she was using it as a bookmark, and it was her mother in the hospital, and it reminded me when I was in the hospital. And so yeah, take care of it. Number 9 is learn something new every single day. Never let your head hit that pillow being the same as it was when it woke up, ever. Right? So
listen to podcasts.
Listening to podcasts,
talks,
reading. Exactly. Watch your TED Talks. You know,
take an online course or
anything new learnings. Because here's the thing: we've learned more about your brain in the past 20 years than the previous 2,000 years.
Yeah.
And according to science, neurogenesis, that your brain can create new brain cells even as it grows older. And neuroplasticity is saying you can make your brain's like plastic. It's so malleable that just having a new thought
I mean,
creates
I haven't.
connections. And so Einstein's brain wasn't any bigger than anybody else's, but he had more connections than most people in certain areas, and those connections come from new learnings. And that's all learning is connecting something you don't know to something you know, and making new connections like that. So always new learnings, and always challenge yourself. And that's probably the most out of it. And then finally, number 10, what I try to practice every single day is stress management. So if you want to know what the biggest obstacle is for people's brains, is stress. Stress creates cortisol, adrenaline in your body, and it's really good for fight or flight. It's not really good if you need to take a test. It's not really good if you need to study. It's not really if you need to read reports and journals and learn something brand new or learn a language. Because that to your brain.
Wow.
So those are the 10 things that I focus on every single day. That's what's going to move the needle more than anything.
That's really powerful information. Thanks for that. We've got 2 questions left, but I want to ask you before those final 2 questions. Tell me about the whole X-Men experience you had. Were you coaching the whole X-Men group, or?
Yeah. So we have that photograph that's there with me in the cast, and the backstory for that, in terms of like a school of greatness. Speaking of school of greatness, is one of last year. I had the privilege to go in and train the chairman of 20th Century Fox and his senior staff, about 20 people. And going down the hallway, I was lit up because I would see all these movie posters, because I became a kid again. Titanic and Star Wars and Aliens and Avatar. I'm just like, and I go in and I'm really great. Like I like to be like humble, but it was amazing. Like, I mean, I got like everyone, they doubled their reading speed and their focus and all the amazing stuff. As a thank you, the chairman took me around the studio. It's a closed lot, but showed me all the movie sets.
And what was it, Jerry?
I was lit up like a kid.
What was it, Jerry? Like, what does that mean? I've heard of the term before, but I don't remember what it is.
Because I'm still that kid. And I think I was really great in that moment because I was like a child. And I was playful and it was fun. I think that's the stage you want to learn in. Anyway, while we were walking to the studio, I saw this movie poster of the upcoming Wolverine movie with Hugh Jackman. And I'm a huge Hugh Jackman fan. Yeah. And I was like, I can't wait to see that movie. And he picked up, because it was coming out for a few weeks, he picked up the phone, and 5 minutes later, I'm in the Fox Theater with 3D glasses and popcorn, watching Hugh Jackman take.
All right. I'll have to look into it. Thanks, Jerry. All right.
I'm the only one. I'm just thinking, this is incredible. I have the control panel here and everything. And then afterwards, he picks me up. He's like, how was the movie? Do some like market research. I was like, this was amazing. And because I'm still like a 7-year-old, I go back and I tell him, you don't know this, but I grew up with these learning challenges that I don't tell a lot of people. And I couldn't read for 2 years, but I learned how to read by reading comic books. Because something about the pictures and the stories really made sense to me. And my favorite comic book growing up was the X-Men, which Wolverine is an X-Men. Sure. And I was like, because the X-Men weren't necessarily the most powerful, but they didn't fit in. They were mutants. They were different. And I felt like in school, I didn't fit in. Right. And the highlight, I'm telling the CEO and the chairman, was when I was reading this comic book, I found out they had a school of all these X-Men, and it was in Westchester, New York, and that's where they all trained. The School of Greatness, if you will. Sure. And I grew up in Westchester, New York. Wow. So I told him this is a true story. When I was 7 and 8 years old, on the weekends, I would ride my little bike around my neighborhood trying to find that school because I wanted to run away and leave my...
General Zombie, because I'm trying to promote my Team PTD channel. Trying to show people what we do on there, how the ride-alongs work. So, just trying to do a little promotion, so just to see if I could persuade some people to join us on there, Sometimes it gets lonely.
Which I didn't like. Going that X-Men because because they're different and I'm different, and I want to learn my superpowers and what's my superpowers, right? And what's other people's superpowers. And I tell them this like I'm a little kid. Like
guys, thank you for the 44 thumbs up.
Like superheroes, do you want to go to Comic-Con?
All right, General Zombie.
Comic-Con's the biggest conference in the country, right? And I'm like, oh, when is it? He's like, it's going on now, this weekend. And I was like, all of a sudden I go from an 8-year-old to an 88-year-old. I'm thinking, oh, I have all these meetings. How am I going to get there? I don't have clothes. I have to wait online. There's going to be traffic to get to San Diego from LA. And I just make all excuses, that's I think adults do. We become critics. We become, like squelchers of our own.
I just didn't wear it today, but I will be soon.
Like, Jim, do you want to go or not? I'm going tomorrow. And I was like, oh,
I only got one of them. You got to remember.
With you. Yeah. So he picks me up the next morning, Saturday, 8 o'clock. And we don't drive down. We get on the Fox plane. And and I get on the plane.
You're flying like a superhero.
Literally. And when I get on the plane, Lewis,
the red ones?
There's the entire, I kid you not, cast of X-Men on that plane. And like Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman.
Did he tell you that they were going to be on there? Oh.
And I'm sitting in between Halle Berry and Jennifer Lawrence, right? And I want to put these pictures on Instagram, right? Like, cause I have like half my pictures are like pictures of like superheroes and stuff. But it's like, and I can't even believe it. And we go there, spend the entire day with the cast at Comic-Con. We come on the plane, and he was like, how's your day? I was like, this is the best day ever. I was like, oh my goodness, this is incredible. He was like, well, I have something else for you. I'm like, no, what can I do for you? I don't need anything else. You're not going to top this. He was like, well, the cast really loved you. How would you like to go on set? I was like, what do you mean? He was like, we have another month of filming the new X-Men movie.
There you go, General Zombie.
And he was like, well, I was like, what can I do for you? And I was like, oh, just share these tips, teach them how to speed read scripts and memorize their lines and be focused. I was like, oh yeah, I can do that. So the next morning, we're on the Fox, we call it the X-Jet, and I'm answering the questions on brain and brain performance and focus and memory and reading, and I get to spend an entire week with them on set, 12 hours a day, eating with them, working out with them, and watching my childhood heroes come to life.
Oh my gosh.
And it was just like, I can't even describe it because I was like a 7-year-old the entire time. Like I would be sitting here at Bryan Singer New York. I was here the entire time. I was just like here. And when I get home, and this is what a class act. I get home and there's a package waiting for me about the plasma TV, and I open it and it's this photograph of me. And
I heard they want like khaki shorts, right, Danny? Like you can't wear jeans.
Like, I won't take it off my Facebook cover picture, but here's the thing. Even better than that was a note from the chairman, and the note said this verbatim. It said, "Jim, thank you so much for sharing your superpowers with us." It said, "I know you've been looking for your school. Here's your class photo."
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
I just want to cry.
That's so cool.
That's the story there. But the lesson there is,
Greg, you live in Los Angeles or you live in Louisiana? Because LA can mean both. Good old pants. Good old pants.
This is twofold. I would say this. It came from being for tapping. There's this childlike learner genius inside all of us, and because I was that authentic, I kind of like let that out. It kind of led to that. So in what areas of our life can we be more playful and be more authentically us, especially when we're, because I think age really.
General Zombie, they don't talk about any of that stuff when you first sign up with GrubHub. At least I never heard anything about it. All right. Ah, gotcha. Needs a little more cowbell. Alright, I'll be right back, guys. Yeah, right here, Greg. General Zombie. The Great Zombie. Yes, sir. There you go, Danny. Is that regular GrubHub or is that what do you call it? GrubHub for work. Yeah, I'm trying to get that positivity going again. Man, that's awesome, Jerry. Good way to start things off.
With 3D glasses and popcorn, watching Hugh Jackman take on all these super ninjas, and it was awesome. And I'm the only one. And I'm just thinking, this is incredible. I have the control panel here and everything. I'm just thinking. And then afterwards, we're done. He picks me up. He's like, "How is the movie?" And there's like market research. I was like, "This was amazing." And because I'm still like a 7-year-old, I go back and I tell him, you know, you don't know this, but I grew up with these learning challenges that I don't tell a lot of people, and I couldn't read for 2 years, but I learned how to read by reading comic books. Because something about the pictures and the stories really made sense to me. And my favorite comic book growing up was the CEO and the chairman. Was when I was reading this comic book, I found out they had a school of all these X-Men, and it was in Westchester, New York, and that's where they all trained. You know, the school of greatness, if you will.
Sure.
And I grew up in Westchester, New York.
Wow.
So I told him this is a true story. When I was 7 and 8 years old, on the weekends, I would ride my little bike around my neighborhood trying to find that school because I wanted to run away.
Human rat.
School, which I didn't like.
Human rat. First off, where the heck have you been? I don't want to say I forgot about you, but I had a feeling it's been a while. I enjoyed doing security. It was all right, you know. I mean, I had to work a lot of hours to make somewhat decent money. No smoking for me. No vaping. Human rat. Rat is a human. And the human is a rat. Oh, man. General Zombie. All right, VJ. Go do your thing, man.
Because they're different and I'm different, and I want to learn my superpowers. And what's my superpower?
Guys, thank you for the 44 thumbs up, the 44 likes. Let's see if we can make it 45. We're going for 99.
Like superheroes, do you want to go to Comic-Con? And I'm like, oh, Comic-Con's the biggest conference in the country, right? And I'm like, oh, when is it? He's like, it's going on now, this weekend. And I was like, all of a sudden I go from 8-year-old to an 88-year-old. I'm thinking, oh, I have all these meetings. How am I going to get there? I don't have clothes. I have to wait online. There's going to be traffic to get to San Diego from LA. And I just make all these excuses, that's I think adults do. We become critics and we become, you know, like squelchers of our own dreams sometime. And he looks at me, he's like, "Jim, do you want to go or not? I'm going tomorrow." I was like, "Oh, the chairman of Fox Studios going, yeah, I want to go with you."
Yeah.
So he picks me up the next morning, Saturday, 8 o'clock, and we don't drive down. We get on the Fox plane. And yeah, and I get on the plane.
You're flying like a superhero.
Literally. And when I got on the plane, Louis, there's the entire, I kid you not, cast of X-Men on that plane. And like Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman.
Did he tell you that they were going to be on
No.
there? Oh,
and I'm sitting between Halle Berry and Jennifer Lawrence, right? And you know, and I want to put these pictures on Instagram, right? Like, because like, I have like half my pictures are like pictures of like superheroes and stuff. But it's like, I can't even believe it. And we go there, spend the entire day with the cast at Comic-Con. We come back to LA that night on the plane, And he was like, how's your day? I was like, this is the best day ever. I was like, oh my goodness, this is incredible. He was like, well, I have something else for you. I'm like, no, what can I do for you? I don't need anything else. You're not going to top this. He was like, well, the cast really loved you. How would you like to go on set? I was like, what do you mean? He was like, we have another month of filming the new X movie. And I was like, oh yeah, I totally want to do that. And he was like, well, I was like, what can I do for you? And I was like, well, just share these tips, teach them how to speed read scripts and memorize their lines and be focused on. I was like, oh yeah, I can do that. So the next morning, we're on the Fox, they call it the X-Jet, and I'm answering the questions on brain and brain performance and focus and memory and reading, and I get to spend an entire week with them on set, 12 hours a day, eating with them, working out with them, and watching my childhood heroes come to life.
Oh my gosh.
And it was just like, I can't even describe it, because I was like a 7-year-old the entire time. Like I would be sitting here, and Brian Singer, the director, was here the entire time. I was just like here. And when I get home, and this is what a class act, I get home and there's a package waiting for me about
I calculated it the other day when I worked about 11-12 hours. It was 136 miles I did in one day. So I would say anywhere from like 120 to 150, depending on how far they send me or where I'm going and how long I'm working. But it varies, you know what I mean? It literally varies from market to market, you know? So like I may drive 136 miles in one day in 12 hours. Somebody else might only drive 70, you know what I mean? It's just, it all depends on how far you gotta go, you know, if that makes sense, you know?
plasma TV, and I open it, and it's this photograph of me and the entire cast of them, the X-Men.
Yeah, I saw it over there. We'll link that up in the show notes.
And it's like, if you, I won't take it off my Facebook cover picture. But here's the thing, you have a note from the chairman. And the note said this verbatim. It said, Jim, thank you so much for sharing your superpowers with us. It said, I know you've been looking for your school. Here's your class photo.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
I just wanted to cry.
That's so cool.
That's wow. That's the story there. But the lesson there is twofold. I would say this. It came from being, for tapping, I think there's this childlike learner genius inside all of us. And because I was that authentic, I kind of like let that out. It kind of led to that. So in what areas of our life can we be more playful and be more authentically us, especially when we're, you know, because I think age really is not chronological age. It's more an age of in our heart. I'm friends with Stanley, and he's like, for me, living Disney, Spider-Man, X-Men, Iron Man, Avengers. And one chance I had the opportunity to introduce him and another one of my heroes, Richard Branson, for dinner. And I pick him up here just down the street, and a 10-minute ride takes an hour, and I'm in the back seat with Stanley, and I'm asking him, like, who's your favorite superhero? And he's like, you know, it's Iron Man. I'm like, oh, I love Iron Man. And he's like, who's your favorite? I was like, Spider-Man. And I say Spider-Man. He says, with great power comes great responsibility. Like, you know, and I was like, you know, the opposite is also true, Stan. With great responsibility comes great power. You know, when we take responsibility, we have the power to really change things. But Stan has two passions. He's 92 years old. He still goes to work here.
Not really, Jordy.
9 to 5, Monday through Friday. He loves telling stories. And his other passion is his wife, who's a year older. And that's what a role model. And he learns, he's one of the youngest, oldest people I know at 92. And that's what I mean by his state of mind.
So I want to finalize this interview with two final questions. And the first one is, what are you most grateful for recently?
What am I most grateful for?
Your life. What are you most grateful for?
So, are you talking about being a partner or being pro or being premier? I'm guessing, right? When you're premier, you get priority on block scheduling every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. in your market. At least that's how it is for me. When you're pro, I believe you get, you know, early scheduling on Fridays, and when you're partner, I believe it's on Saturdays and Sundays at 10 a.m. and the same thing on Friday at 10 a.m. Also, something to keep in mind is that when you're a partner, when you're a premier driver or a pro driver, you also, what was I going to say? You also get to, what is it called? You get those large orders, the XL orders. basically like a catering order, but they're just bigger, and GrubHub refers to them as a large or XL order. And you're eligible for those as well. Sometimes I might get like 1 or 2 a week, and sometimes I might not get one for 3 weeks or a month. It's just kind of at random sort of deal. So that's how that is.
Life, my friends, and my family. There's nothing more important to me. My values are love, growth, contribution, and adventure. I think the people you spend time with is what makes life worth living. And then I think the secret to life is growing and giving. Growing, because I used to be just giving and giving, and you and I share some of the same pursuits in terms of how we give. But I find that if we're not growing,
thank you, Ezra.
And a lot of our out there, they kind of martyr.
Thank you, Ezra, guys, and thank you for the 46 likes, 46 thumbs up. We are going for 99, and all that good stuff. All that good stuff. Dude, I am freaking beat right now. Ugh. I feel like I'm ready to fall asleep. Thank you for 47. You guys are awesome. This is awesome. Yep, I agree, Greg. I might have to wrap things up a little bit, a little bit, Jordy, but not like the flu or anything. This medication that I'm on sometimes has side effects. It's called Victoza, and sometimes you can have some, stomach issues from it. It's one of the common things. These people really need to get out of the way when the light is green. All right. What's up, Rich? Mondays are slow. I just upgraded my data so I could watch your stream. Wait a minute. You upgraded your data so you could watch my streams? Are you serious, dude? I'm very honored to hear that. That's pretty amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Wow. Wow, Rich. That's amazing, dude. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I hope it's not hurting you in the pocket too badly. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Thank you for the 48 likes. Let's see if we can make it 50. The 50. Whoa, I got a donation while I was gone. Who gave it to me? Rich P. Absolutely, Rich. Thank you very much for the $5, Rich. I really appreciate that. Let me help you out. I got to give you the moderator privileges. Thank you, Rich.
Because if you're not willing to fight, you might as well sit down now. So if you're going to be one of the few that stands up, you've got to stand up, prepared for war.
Don't just aspire to make a living.
Aspire to make a difference.
Aspire to make a difference. Anything you want, good, you can have. So claim it. Work hard to get it. When you get it, reach back. Pull someone else up.
Each one, teach one.
Just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Don't confuse movement with progress.
You don't start because of what you don't do. You don't start because you don't realize yet that the fruit of everything good in life begins with challenge. There's nothing easy in life, worthwhile in life. Everything in your lap, and it's not going to be something that, oh my God, it just was so simple. It's always going to be different.
The only way you're ever going to get to the other side of this journey is you have got to suffer to grow. To grow, you must suffer. Most of this generation quits the second they get taught. You did this wrong, you did this wrong, or they get yelled at. It's so easy to be great nowadays because everybody else is, most people are weak. This is a softened generation. So if you have any mental toughness, any ability, you have any fraction of self-discipline, the ability to not want to do it but still do it. People have a hard thing to understand. I hate to run. And what makes me so crazy, it doesn't anymore, is people go, well, why do you run if you hate it? What are you talking about? I don't want to take showers and eat either. I hate that too. That's life, man. It wasn't until I changed that mentality that I became somebody.
What do you do on the days when you're just not feeling those days? Those days when I'm tired or worn out or just basically sick of the grind. What do I do on those days? I go anyways.
So do I, Greg.
I get it done, even if I'm just going through the motions. I go through the motions.
It's funny because of what they said right here about being tired and not feeling well and feeling worn out and everything and just going through the motions. I did not feel like coming out today, but I still pushed for it and I still did it because I knew I had a responsibility, to make money. So, I'll work another hour or so and I'm gonna go home for a little while and recoup, rest up, and then I'll head back out later tonight. I might not make $200, but I know I'm gonna make well over 100. So it is what it is, man. Because I know if I keep pushing the rest of the day like this, going to start getting like irritated and agitated, and it's not good to work like that. I could feel it coming on, and I don't want to do that. So, like I said, I'm going to work for another hour or so, and then go offline for a little while, and then hit it again later, you know? You know the deal.
Really want to work out? I work out. I really don't want to hammer on a project.
I hammer
on the project. Don't really want to get up and get out of bed. I get up and get out of bed.
But if you can get through to doing things that you hate to do, on the other side is greatness.
So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. In order to achieve your goals, you must apply discipline and consistency every day, not just 1, 2
Big
days.
time, TCB.
You have to work at it.
Big time.
Every day. You have to plan.
No comparison.
Every day. You heard the saying, we don't plan to fail.
We fail to plan.
Hard work works. Working really hard is what successful people do.
Do not listen to that little voice. Instead, go through the motions. Lift the weights. Sprint.
Too many. Too many. Probably, well, this car alone has almost 13,000 miles. It's at 12,882. I would say probably maybe around like 19, 20,000, something like that. No joke. Guys, thank you so much for the 48 likes. I really appreciate it. Let's see if we can go for 50. Yeah, it's a lot, Andrew. I'll be right back. Oh, man. What's up, Sparky Spark? Did you get your AC fixed? In your Chevy Spark?
On the project, get at this.
What's up, Peter V?
Now, as an overall rule, I do not.
Nope,
like
no Royal Palace today, thank the Lord.
You need to get things done.
No India Cafe.
Growth is the only guarantee.
I got my Lincoln up and running again yesterday, new battery and all that stuff. And got it all washed, this and that. And what was I gonna say? And I realized the AC wasn't blowing cold air, so it might need to get recharged. There might be air in the line. It's kind of blowing like lukewarm air. Yeah, no, that's true, Sparky. That's true. Oh, it's true. It's damn true. God, I am freaking beat right now. How much am I up to? 58. I'm picking up $6 order. That's going to put me at 64. I'm going to stay on until 2. Thank you guys for the 49 likes. I guess relatively healthy, but you got to be into that stuff. You guys are the best. Thank you for the 52 thumbs up. Each one to each one. Yeah. Chickpeas. There you go. Peter, by the way, you never responded to my message when you asked me why I hadn't responded to your message. So, just want to know if you got my message. I think it was last week. No, you don't, dude, you don't have to worry about all that. You don't have to apologize. I wanted to apologize to you because, dude, my Facebook messages, No, it's all good, dude. It's all good. I just, my Facebook messages have just been slammed lately. I'm super backlogged. And then, like, as I go to respond to somebody, I hit respond. Like, I send the message back. And then boom, like they'll answer right away and start a conversation. And then the other messages get backlogged again, It's crazy with the 3,500 subs that I got. It's amazing how many people actually have added me on Facebook. I think I may eventually need one. That's funny. You should say that. I think I may need one eventually. Cobra Kai. Chad Inners. I'm starting June 12th. That's opening day in Grove. I love. I'm glad. I'm glad you've enjoyed the videos. I'm glad that I've been able to have that effect. Yeah, I don't even remember, dude. That was like a week ago. Not really sure. Does anybody know the band Winger? W-I-N-G-E-R. Check this song out. It's dope. right. This is from Bill and Ted Bogus Journey, the second movie. Bill and Ted. So love me. Open fire by the station. Watch me down the station. Can't you know? Screaming like a laser beam. Me too, right? All right, Peter. Thanks for stopping by, man. Battle stations. Battle station. Yeah, no problem, Peter. Send me a text or something. No problem. See you later. Station. I'll be right back. Thank you guys for the 52 thumbs up. This is my 9th delivery. I'm at $64 and change. What's up, Archetype Gamer? What's up, TO of Kicks? T. Kicks, not TO of Kicks. I must be losing my mind. Are you guys bunking my deal? Deal, are they bunking me? Oh yeah, they're bunking you all right. Battle station. Battle station. Hip winner. What's up, IL? Guys, thank you so much for the 50 thumbs up. As I said, we're going for 99 today. Let's see if we can make that 52 into a 53 or maybe a 54 or maybe a 55. Why stop there? Let's just keep it flowing and growing. Oh, man. Another day, another dollar. Holler if you hear me. Let's see if Scott Steiner. Holler if you hear me. Oh, come on. You guys remember this? From WCW? If anybody watched wrestling? Holler if you hear me. Scott Steiner. The police siren doesn't ever stop. Self high five. Self high five. What's up, Archetype Gamer? That sounds fun, Archetype Gamer. Alright, let me go drop this off right quick. I'll be right back. Right back. Oh. Yippee-ki-yay. So I'm picking up a $14 payout right quick. What's up, Katarina? Archetype Gamer, I wish I had the answer about that. I've noticed that YouTube has been doing that for like the past month or so. You know? It's been very weird. Can't really explain it, not sure. I've been noticing it's been happening to UDM as well on his videos. Katarina, like the thumbs up number 54. There you go. Yeah. Thank you guys for the 53 thumbs up. We're going for 99. Self high five. Oh man. Katarina, you know how we do. There we go, Archetype Gamer. Self high five. You know how we do.
You owe you an explanation. You need to look at yourself and only give it 50%. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You need to put yourself on punishment. You need to tell you no more TV, no more snacks, no more desserts, no more, no, we working out now. No more alcohol, not right now. No, I can't handle it right now. You need to tell you that you owe you something. You never get yourself in the, not brave enough. You want to put it on somebody else. The reason why I'm not successful is because of my boss. Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and said, I'm not getting up on time. I'm not going to work on time. I'm not putting in 120% when I'm at work. I let me down. Things that happen to me. And I said, I'm going to fight. I'm going to press forward. I'm going to learn. I'm going to do everything in my power. Every single day, I'm going to do everything in my power.
That's awesome, Katarina. That's no joke right there. $70.
What do you want with your son and your daughter? What do you want in your health? What do you want financially? Like, how much money do you want to make a year? What do you want to drive? How do you want to live? Stop just waking up like an accident. What do you want? And then once you find out what you want, spend the rest of your natural life waking up and going after it. There's no excuse for not living up to your fullest potential. No excuse. I don't believe in the word procrastination. Like, I don't really believe in that word. I told a young lady in Australia who told me she was a procrastinator. I said, look, if I told you to meet me here tomorrow at 5 a.m. and I'm gonna give you $3 million, where would you be? She said, I'm gonna be right there at 4:59, ready to get that $3 million. I said, so there's no such thing as procrastination. What it is it's not important to you, right? It's not meaningful to you. It's not something that's urgent to you. And when something is not urgent, you put it off. It's not meaningful to you. If it's not important to you, then you're not gonna make it a priority. So what you have to do is find out, how can you make it meaningful? How can you make it purposeful? How can you make it stick? And when you can find that out, I promise you, get up early, you'll get there first, and you'll do whatever it takes to make that goal a reality. So for me, no such thing as procrastination. It's such thing as it's not a priority to you.
There's a 5-second window between the instincts, the shoulds, the urges.
That is awesome, Katarina. Everyone say congratulations, Katarina. Hashtag good job, Katarina. I want to see it. I want to see the comments.
If you don't,
that's what I'm talking about, IL.
5 seconds is all you have. The second you hesitate, it's actually, you feel yourself hesitating, that is a moment of huge power, because what's happened is you've just started to pull back.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
3, 2, 1. This is the neuroscience behind why this stupid little trick works. Counting is an action. Counting backwards requires focus. It's also not a habit.
Gotta take the good with the bad.
So you feel yourself hesitate. You're triggering your mind that something's up.
Getting triggered.
Your mind now goes into a cognitive bias called the spotlight effect. It magnifies whatever it was that you hesitated doing. Like all of a sudden you're like, hey, I don't feel like it. Like I don't know, maybe I'll do it later. And your mind is doing it because your mind's trying to protect you. Hesitation signals a red flag to your mind. Something's up. Just that small hesitation. It's a habit that we all have. Should you hesitate
Going up
if you're
to
getting
20.
a text? Should you hesitate if you're gambling? Yes. Should you hesitate if you are signing a legal document? Yes. You need your prefrontal cortex for those things. You need to interrupt and make a decision. Should you hesitate on making a phone call? No. Should you hesitate on speaking up at a meeting? No. Should you hesitate when you feel yourself starting to procrastinate and you know you got work you should get done? No, you shouldn't hesitate at all. Should you hesitate in saying the thing that you really feel in your heart? No, you shouldn't. Should you hesitate and edit yourself when you're talking? No, you shouldn't. But we've all trained ourselves to. So it's actually this habit of hesitating. You start catching yourself. It's a huge moment of power because you have a decision to make and you got to make it in the next 5 seconds. Are you going to go on autopilot and get trapped in your mind? Or are you going to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and awaken your prefrontal cortex and drive forward?
Everything matters. If you take any situation and just take the word only and take the word just out of it, it changes the whole phrase.
The Google card just passed by me.
It's a game. It's only a job. If you feel like this is only a job before this interview is up, I advise you to get up and leave right now. Because there's somebody else who will fill this seat up and take that job and turn it into a career. Be careful of those words, trap words. I'm just going to smoke one cigarette. That shows you their preparation from a mental standpoint of how weak they really are. There's a lot of people that are just a something. There's very few people that are the something. Right? So when people introduce myself as
well, it wasn't.
I'm like, no, I'm not A-Train.
It wasn't the. It wasn't like a self-driving car or anything like that. It was. What do you call it? It was. Actually, can I go in this way? Yes, I'm going to. It was like one of like the Google Maps cars that goes around like every year, all that kind of stuff. Taking pictures of the roads. Yeah, it wasn't self-driving. That would be pretty scary. And I'd say, hey, what are you doing here? Stop screwing around. Guys, I'm here at the next pickup. This is delivery number 10. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't. We're already at 55 likes. Thank you for everybody for that. We're going for 99. Can we make it 56? I don't know, but we're going to find out. Be right back. Whoa, we got 60 thumbs up. What's up, Tony Elbows? Tony, use your elbows. Like this. Huh! Throwing elbows. Now, you know what's funny is this order was a big order, and it came, what do you call it? It came with a latte, like a coffee. And he handed me the food because this is a deli, and I said, "Where's is the latte in the bag?" And he goes, "Oh, geez, I almost forgot."
So self-doubt.
That's why you always got to ask about the drinks, man. The drinks are like the #1 thing restaurants forget.
Analysis paralysis, fear. Those are all thinking patterns that are habits. One of the most important things that I want people to understand is that you're actually not a worrier. You're a habit of worry. Big difference. You're not a procrastinator. You have a habit of procrastinating. Big difference. Every one of those behavior patterns and thinking patterns can actually be interrupted and replaced using science. You can use a simple trick. The moment you feel yourself hesitate, the moment you've got one of those moments where you know that you need to, this is that moment that Lewis talks to you about where you got to step outside of your comfort zone and you've got to lean into your passion and you've got to really take some risks.
The screen is flipped for some reason.
That's the moment where you just woke up.
I don't know why.
Are you going to drift back into habits, or are you going to awaken your prefrontal cortex and drive forward and focus and do something new?
I'm driving in England today.
Do you feel like making that cold call? No, you don't. Do you feel like doing that third set of reps? No, you don't. Do you feel like having that hard conversation? No, you don't. Do you feel like ending this relationship, whether it's in business or in your life, that is sucking dry? No, you don't. We make decisions based on our feelings, and that is robbing you of joy.
What's up, Christian?
And it is blinding.
It is, Tony.
The fact that all
positivity. Forward sight. 61 likes. Let's do it, Christian.
And if you accept the fact that you may never feel ready, and you may never feel motivated, and you may push yourself forward.
Alice in Wonderland.
What happens over time is as you start to see yourself becoming the person that takes action.
Exactly, Archetype Gamer. I don't know why it is.
Becoming the kind of person that speaks, even though your voice is shaky. You're the kind
Thank you, Virgil. That's what I'm
doing. Bias toward moving instead of a bias toward thinking. Guess what happens? You build the skill of confidence and courage. It's working for people around the world. And, you know, in the book...
That's the way to do it, Archetype Gamer. Get help if you need it.
It's got more than 150 social media posts in it, so you see stories from around the world of people using it to end procrastination, to build confidence, to deepen their relationships, to launch businesses.
My true feeling is this: no matter who you are, no matter what age you are, no matter the time in your life, if you have a dream and you have the drive, you can make anything happen.
When you're chasing your dream and when you're working hard.
Exactly, Tony Elbows.
It just happens. You can't really notice it. You know, even still to this day, I'm in an amazing position in my life, but I'm still working like I'm not. I'm still working like I'm not in this position. Just keep pushing, keep working hard.
You had the dream that you could be something in life and do something in life. If you don't dream it, you can't become it.
I think my imagination has always kept me going. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, just imagine myself collecting awards. Just imagine myself.
I just imagine myself.
Imagine myself working.
Doing things.
My imagination is the one. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when you drop over the just kind of like, yeah, I see myself trying.
That's the general of an army.
Imagined. Is that actually fun?
Well, what makes you say that? What were you saying earlier, Katarine? If you guys think I'm general of an army, comment 111. If you think Tony Elbows is crazy, comment 222. Because I don't know what he means. I salute to you. Across the nation. Well, don't forget, man, you got other people like UDM, and you got Lyft My DoorDash and Uber and Uberman. You know, there are others as well. Tony, I appreciate it, man. I really do. I really do. But, you know, we also can't forget about the other people as well, you know. Because I don't ever want it to become where, like, the other guy who make videos, you know, get upset with me because, you know, my viewers are saying, you know, like, saying these things, you know what I mean? Like, I want everyone to, you know, be equal as much as possible. I know it's not easy, but, you know, like, I know a lot of people don't, how do I put this? I know a lot of people get upset that, like, I lose focus and stuff. Well, no, I don't know, Tony. It's just like, I feel like I want, you know, I want everyone who makes the videos like I do to get recognition is basically, you know, what I'm trying to say, you know. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. All right. So this is going to be my last delivery for right. I appreciate that. I really do. If you took a vacation, I delivered you. There you go, Archetype Gamer. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to. We got a lot of gamers here. Everyone's a gamer. Everyone's a gamer. Oh, this is a big house. This is a big house. Woohoo! Oh, Katarina, I did. I missed it again. Whatever you said. Counter-Strike, Source, and Fallout. I used to play Counter-Strike 1.6 and Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Counter-Strike Go, or CSGO. All right, guys, give me 1 second. Katarina, save that thought. Just hang on with that thought. We'll be right back. All right. So that wasn't too bad. I'm sorry, Katarina. But I'm sure whatever you said, you meant, and you meant with the best intentions. So I've done 10 deliveries today since 9 a.m., $79.75. Not bad. I'm basically off block. Katarina. I said I work 5 hours tonight and 9 on Wednesday. My husband thinks I'm insane, but told me he always suspected that I was. Oh, God. I don't think you're insane. So, 12 to 2, right? And I come back on at 3. So I'm gonna go back to my apartment for a little while, rest up a little, and then I'll head back out for some more fun. Yeah, I definitely need a little power nap, man, just to get me back in the game here. Just to get me back in the game. Health and wealth, that's right, my friend. Woo-hee. So I figure I'll keep you guys on here. A little bit of that health and wealth.
See what's up good.
If you really have a drive and you really put your heart and soul into something, you can really make anything happen. I'm a true believer in that.
I realize that to have the level of success that I want to have, it's difficult to spread it out and do multiple things. You know, it's in order to...
Actually, how many of you guys are subscribed to my Team PTD channel? Because when I'm going to end this live stream in probably about 15 minutes or so, and then when I come back on later on, but you know, between 3 and 5, you know, I'll definitely, you know, try and see if I could do another live stream. PDX, I gotta say, I disagree with you. Because whenever I find out about anything important, I make a video like ASAP. I definitely the videos on now. Hundreds on a wide array of topics, many different ways about how to make money with GrubHub specifics and all that stuff. You know, I appreciate your comment, but I agree with you on that. Do more of these style videos. Well, the thing is, I don't specialize in Uber. You gotta understand, like Uber for me is like a really secondary thing. My knowledge of Uber Eats is not extensive. Like that's where UDM comes in, because UDM is on top of that stuff. You know what I mean? Like GrubHub has always been my forte since the beginning. You know, I dabble in Uber Eats, but it's definitely not my specialty, and I've never claimed that it is. You know, because that's why when people ask me, they said, you know, well, hey, you know, what you know, like, what are your thoughts on GrubHub? I'm an Uber Eats driver. A lot of people, that's how I attract a lot of viewers, people that are looking to do GrubHub. You know what I mean? Like with the Uber fares stuff, I don't even understand what's going on with that, to be honest. I don't get what they're doing. Supposedly, like, they're giving like more bonus incentives, but they're lowering the fares or something like that. I don't get it. I don't get what they're trying to do. They're probably trying to do it to save money somehow. Hey Pete, no, it's not for me today, Marcus. I've already done 10 deliveries. I'm basically at 80 bucks a day. It's been pretty solid in my area, but again, every market is very different, you know. So, but yeah, PDX. I just wanted to, you know, fill you in with that. Plus, I also have an 18-minute long video explaining about just Uber Eats itself, you know. Oh, is it, Marcus? Like that. Sometimes they're real busy, other times they're not. Dizzy, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Ron, it's kind of funny because I've noticed that. But by the way, $60 payout, that's freaking awesome. That must be one of those XL large orders, I'm assuming, right? But yeah, guys, it's the way of the world. Dizzy, I'm sure that made your day. I wish I could get one of those today. That's cool. Maybe I'll get one for dinner. Dinner time. D-I-N-N-E-R. Those are great. They really are. Guys, I just want to say thank you so much for the 64 thumbs up, the 64 likes. I really appreciate it. Let's see if we can go for 65, maybe a 66, something like that. That'd be cool. Just got an order as you responded. LOL, thank you, Pete, for what you do. Just dropped a like. Thank you, Marcus. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. I just try and help out, you know? I mean, if you think about it, you know, I don't really get paid all that to do these videos, you know what I mean? And Pay to Drive is the only channel that I earn money from through the super chat donations and through the ad revenue, and it's not a whole lot. You know, when I live stream all day long, I don't get a cent for that. Start a channel for Uber Eats. I'm still you could run. Why not? You know what? Honestly, you can never really truly have enough. Surf Media. Do you know why at GrubHub sometimes we get orders they expect you to deliver it in the past? That's a glitch in the system. I think why that happens, why like it'll say like pick up order by 12:35 p.m. but it'll say like deliver by 12:25 p.m. Like it doesn't make sense. Either that's a glitch or the restaurant actually has to put in the allowed amount of time that it should take for that order to be done. Just I don't know if you guys knew that, but I think it might be an error on the restaurants long it might take to have those orders made, so it messes up the system somehow. Bada bing, bada boom. Big bada boom. Big bada boom. Hey. All right, let's go. Let's go, Snowflake. Let's go. Do you need an ashtray? I don't smoke. It's a disgusting habit. Let's go, Snowflake. Let's go. Let's groove. Everybody groove. Let's groove. Hey now. Hey now. Hey now. Elsa from Frozen, let it go. I don't even know how Elsa talks. I've never seen Frozen. Don't really plan to see Frozen. Let it grow, let it grow. Let it grow. Hey man, what are you doing with your hair? What are you gonna do? Let it grow, let it grow. I know they do, Marcus. I've actually had that confirmed that some members at GrubHub watch. I know that some GrubHub customer care employees watch. All the kids love Frozen. All the young kids love Frozen. Frozen is like the new Toy Story to these kids. You know, you got, what is that? Olaf, Snowman, right? I've heard about him. If I could get on GrubHub, I'm sure I would dump Uber Eats too, Pete, but I still lean Uber Eats over DoorDash. Well, here's my thing. I absolutely love the Uber Eats app. I love it. I think it's super high tech. There's so many things you can do. Like the driver, I feel like has a lot more control on the app, where like GrubHub is just glitching constantly. Like there's always glitches. Sometimes you don't see the orders when they come in. You know, sometimes the cowbell doesn't ring. With Uber Eats, that little chime thing goes off and you know that you got an order coming in, you know? Like, it's very distinct. But, like, with the GrubHub, I really feel the coolest thing ever would be if Uber Eats merged with GrubHub or something, you know? And, like, we got to keep all the benefits of GrubHub payouts, like the big payouts, with Uber Eats' app, you know, where we have all that custom... Not custom, but we have all those features, like, you know, and also the live feature where the customers can track us as we're driving. GrubHub has that too, but it's not nearly as good. Like, it's not live. Like, you have to, when you're viewing the map where you could see the driver, you have to close the map and then reopen it, and then you'll see the car moving on the map, you know. Whereas on Uber, you could actually watch the guy driving, you know, literally till he gets to your house, your apartment, your office, and it even alerts you that the car is like approaching, you know what I mean, which is awesome. So that's what I really love about the Uber Eats app. You know, I just wish that GrubHub would be able to kind of upgrade the app a little bit, like where they have it like that. You know, I think that would be cool. I think that would be cool. Cool! Yeah, and the work whenever you want mentality is a huge plus for Uber Eats. Yeah, I agree. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely agree. Like, I remember, you know, months back when GrubHub made it where you could just turn on the app and you would get orders just as good as people on blocks. But I guess they felt that it was being abused and too many people were just working off of a block. And the people on block were missing out on orders. So they made it like a priority now, which I totally get. Totally get it. Totally. Nothing like getting stuck behind the bus. Guys, thank you for those 64 likes. Let's see if we can make it 65. 65. Actually, how many of you guys are subscribed to my Team PTD channel? Because that's part of the reason why I'm doing the live stream on Pay to Drive, so that you guys know about that, because this is what we do. I mean, Christian Vargas can tell you, you know, we have a lot of fun over there. What's up, Bob? Hey, Pete, I just started delivering for Uber Eats last night. Just want to say, hey, from South Philly. What's up from South Philly? Maybe I'll swing by. Maybe I'll go and grab a Philly cheese. I don't know why I said it like that, but gotta love those Philly cheesesteaks. Isn't there a place called, like, Tony's or something? Like Tony's Philly cheesesteak or Tony's Famous Philly cheesesteaks? When I was out in Cherry Hill, like Maple Shade, Mount Laurel area in Jersey, there was a Philly cheesesteak place. I think it was called Tony's Philly Cheesesteaks or something. My friend took me there. It was pretty good. It was pretty delectable. Pretty damn good. With or without. I don't get it. Mr. Sparky, I just don't get it. Tony's Steak and Seafood here in Lexington, Kentucky. Good old Lexington, Kentucky. The Colonel, Tony Luke's. That's it, Tony Luke's. That was the place. Yeah, they had a pretty solid cheesesteak, I gotta say. Cheesesteak Charlie. That's how you order in Philly. And what is the with or without? With or without cheese? Is that what it is? With or without you. With or without you. I want to live. With or without you. All right. So, Delpo. Uh-oh, I want some more. Who are you waiting for? There we go, Ron Wilson. 4 or 5 or something like that. I'm gonna go back to my apartment right now, rest up a little bit because I just feel like super drained. But I wanted to put in a solid breakfast and lunch rush, which I did. I made $80. That's a good way to start. I'm $20 behind where I normally want to be, but $80 is still pretty strong going into dinner. So I'm hoping today to get, you know, 120, 130 bucks. I know my goal is usually 143, 150. But I mean, it's possible. We'll see. I might have to cherry pick a little hard, be a little stringent about the orders that I take, but we'll see. We will see. So yeah, guys, I would urge all of you to at least give it a shot on my channel, Team PTD. What's up, Pat Hilario? Yeah, I probably should. Christian, probably should do that. Probably should. Cloud God. We got you, Monroe. What's up, guys? What's going on? What's up? Unfortunately, those guys just joining me right now is you're catching me on the end. What do you call it? The end of my live stream right now, because I'm about to take a little bit of a break. But if you guys would like to continue with the live streaming today, I will be back later on tonight. How many of you guys would like to join me a little later on, you know, probably around 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern time for another live stream? Say aye, like Tony Robbins says. Comment 111 if you're interested. And if you are, in the description down below is the link to my channel, Team PTD, T-E-A-M PTD, or you can just type it into to YouTube. And just subscribe there. Make sure you turn the notification bell on so you'll get notified as soon as I go live. I would urge all of you guys right now to, you know, hop off this stream and subscribe so that, you know, you guys don't miss it, because it'll be good. Yeah, no problem, Ron. It's okay. At least subscribe anyway, so in case you have some time. And guys, seriously, thanks for 65 thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Let's see if we can go for 70. Originally, I wanted to go for 99, but when I first started, I was feeling a little better than I am now. I'm feeling a little crappy right now. My stomach's kind of gurgly and not feeling too hot on this new medication I'm on. So let's see if we could turn those 65 likes into 66 and maybe something more. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and definitely subscribe to all my other channels in the description down below. Team PTD, the PTD vlogs, and my bonus channel. Definitely go over there, subscribe. And that's all I got to say, guys. Get that money, keep hustling, keep bustling. And I'll see you guys later. Right here on Paid to Drive. Peace out, guys. Have a good one. Get that money. Peace.